All right, computer volume muted. But I think people out there can still hear us on YouTube land. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Brewnomics, episode 61. Jerry is going to count us in and lead us in on our intro like normal for the podcast. I'm just here for YouTube.
Actually, Vic's going to count us in. And
oh, really? All right. Well, fine, whatever.
He's the one that starts the timer, yo.
Yeah. Do we want to close that door? Are you good?
It's fine.
Okay.
I guess we can close it. Yeah.
Okay. I think we're going to be good. All right, get ready. Here we go. And whenever Vic counts us down.
Let's do it, Big Daddy.
I'll let you get settled. Thank you.
You're so sweet to me.
I try.
I know. It shows.
Thank you.
All right, I'm pulling up the master beer list just to be
All right,
good.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Hope everybody's having a hell of a March here in this season of podcast. Did you know March is a podcast season?
I did not.
Me either. But I hope everybody's having a good one so far. We've had a decent March. I know we've been doing a lot of March Madness beer bracket videos for y'all, so make sure you're paying attention to our YouTube channel so you can see how the tournament's going, because I know we spend a lot of time, but I guess I'll shut up and stop rambling about that. Let's get started with the podcast.
Doing it.
Doing it well.
I'm Vic.
I'm Will.
All right, podcast number 61.
61. Go.
61, which is to me a special number. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But you guys know how it goes at this point. We're going to drink some beer.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about some news, mostly in the movie world and the pop culture world. And then we're going to talk about some of our favorite movies.
What kind of movies?
Baseball movies.
And why is that?
It's opening week.
Oh, heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Spring training is done. All the clubs have returned from Arizona and Florida and other warmer temperature climates, and they're back to play ball.
And we know there aren't necessarily a huge amount of baseball fans, and we're in no way a baseball podcast. Don't get us wrong, but I really love baseball. I know Will enjoys it. But more importantly, I know even if you're not a huge baseball fan, there's still a lot of great movies based around baseball that are just huge within pop culture, American pop culture, ideology. They're just fun. And we're going to talk about some of those, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
All right. Yeah.
But first, we're going to drink a beer. Last week, we had a beer from a brewery, and we said we were going to have another beer from that brewery on this one. Were you guys paying attention? I was. What was that beer?
That was the Decadent Ales Blueberry Frosted Pastry. This week we have the Decadent Ales Strawberry Frosted Pastry.
Strawberry.
This is a double IPA with strawberry, cinnamon, and allspice added.
So it's essentially supposed to be a strawberry Pop-Tart beer. Much like last week we had their blueberry Pop-Tart beer, and it was pretty good. Again, got this one off of Tavour. And these motherfuckers sold out fast. I think it was, $7.99 a can, if I recall right. It might have been a different price. Let me double check on that. While I do, Vic's going to read the paragraph to you off of the can, which might be the same as the one on Untapped.
It probably is, but just because we're authentic, we bring you an authentic experience. So here you go. It says, everyone loves toaster pastries. Here we've used a blend of sugars, spices, and real strawberries to recreate our favorite breakfast treat. Enjoy. Brewed and canned by Dorchester Brewing Company, Boston, Mass. Decadent Ales.
This was actually $1 cheaper. So the blueberry frosted pastry was $7.99, and this is a whole $7. So 99 cents cheaper. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I poured it, but I haven't distributed it. My apologies. I'm an asshole.
Well, we appreciate you pouring it.
Do we talk about the ABV on here?
It's 8.6 on the can, and on Untapped, it matches. Last week we had a variation.
1.2% variation, a pretty big variation, but cool. It looks like they got their shit together on this one.
Well, good. Yeah, it has no IBUs rated. This is sitting at 3.74 on an average rating on Untapped. It had from Excuse me, gosh, gotta get my shit together here. Derived from 2,101 ratings. Yeah, here we are.
Cool. So let's see. All right. I wish we still saved some of the blueberry, but I remember what it tasted. So what do you guys think? First impressions, smells, looks?
I get a celery taste. Are you guys getting celery?
Dude, it immediately smells like celery.
Okay.
That's weird. I hope something didn't happen to sour this beer, but it shouldn't have.
Yeah, it's like raw celery. Like I just got an image of celery in my brain.
Well, now I can't get it out of my brain. Thank you.
Oh, it doesn't taste like celery.
It doesn't though.
But that smell, weird.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we both got that too.
Like fresh celery. Like if you had just like snapped it or tried to cut it.
Mm-hmm.
Not if you're just walking along the
Right.
aisle of the grocery store or something.
It's in your face. Yeah, like almost like if you put peanut butter on it. Like
That is so weird.
yeah.
I wonder how that had, because the beer's great. It tastes like strawberry. I get the cinnamon. I don't taste any celery or hint of green vegetables in there, but that smell. What do you think of the smell, Paula?
I get it on the taste too.
I actually didn't get the celery. I couldn't even pinpoint it at first until Vic said something. It just smelled so odd to me.
Okay.
So when he said celery, I was just like, I feel like I do smell that now. But before that, I just couldn't pinpoint it.
I manipulated your mind.
You did.
But then you say you get it in the taste?
Inception.
I didn't get any taste at all.
I a little bit. It's got a roasty, caramely sort of hint to it. Like you almost get like have you ever had like ants on a log? You put peanut butter on top of celery and then
Yeah, I know what it
raisins,
is, but I don't really care for celery or peanut butter. Not a huge fan of raisins either. So
Me
that's kind of
neither.
like a triple threat. No, thank you.
Wow.
me neither. But like I'm it's
I know that's
syrupy.
like the ultimate white people treat, right? I'm not that white.
But yeah, it's the only reason I know about it. I'm not white. Serious.
I used to take the ants off and throw them at my sister.
God damn, dude, it's
See,
fantastic.
white people.
What I get though is a syrupy sweetness, not a maple, but like if you had a very sugar forward maple like syrup. That's what I get on the taste.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Are you guys tasting any strawberry?
Not
No.
as much as I would
No.
like to.
No.
I get kind of like a, not a strawberry Pop-Tart, but to me, like the strawberry frosted wheats is more what I'm going for, where it's like, I see that you tried
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost
Mhm.
there, but we need more.
It's a high degree of preservative flavor.
God damn it, dude. I now smell that fucking
Celery, you just
peanut butter raisins. Yeah.
You welcome.
Last week we rated this beer. All of
I think a
us rated-
375
Yeah,
across the board, right?
Mhm, exactly.
This is a 374. The other one was, I think, a 378, if I recall right, on Untapped, right around there.
Do you guys have a preference from memory? What
Yes.
you prefer? The blueberry over the strawberry, or the strawberry over the blueberry?
To me, the blueberry.
The
If I
blueberry.
recall right, I think I like the blueberry more. I still like this, but the blueberry.
I feel like the blueberry had more of that fruit forward flavor.
It was definitely, I remember being more decadent.
Okay, nice job.
Just saying.
Basically more rich. Yeah,
More decadent.
sure.
$8 a 16-ounce can.
7.
$7 a 16-ounce can.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a very syrupy, forward, preservative taste.
Well, let's rate it, motherfuckers, and move on. We got a lot of shit to talk about. Sorry, that was aggressive.
Wow.
You're so angry now,
I'm
Jerry.
not angry. I'm just aggressive. There's a difference. I'm going to give it a 3.25. It's fine. I do like the blueberry a lot more. That smell is kind of throwing me off. Not as much strawberry as I'd like, but overall still a good beer. Glad I got a hold of it, but yeah, 3.25.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3 solid on this one. I almost actually I'm gonna change my rating. I'm gonna go 2.75. I'm not super happy about it. It's very like sugar forward. It's sitting very like sugary in my belly, which I don't super appreciate.
Sure.
And I'm not getting like any strawberry notes, so I'm just a little upset about that. 2.75.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a 3.0. I want to try this maybe on draft.
Okay.
See how crisp and
Yes.
yada yada.
At draft at the brew pub, it was
Yeah.
made at.
Agreed. I almost wonder if it would ever be on nitro, just if that would smooth things out a little bit.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder how that would change. That would, I think, change a lot of the profile of the beer if you switched it from CO2 to nitro, and maybe in a good way.
Hopefully, yeah.
And Jerry, you rated this a 3?
3.25.
3.25. I think I'm right here with Paul. I'm gonna go 3.
Okay, so you guys did a 3. He did a 2.75. I did a 3.25. So overall rating, pretty easy math.
3.0.
3.0.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but still not bad. Interesting beer. Glad we got a hold of it. But let's move on.
Moving on.
Let's get into our news, I suppose.
We're still doing the boozing and boozing.
Oh yeah, man! I really wish somebody would make us a theme song.
Just a good bumper.
Yeah,
5 seconds. That's all we need.
sure. That's usually all I need.
I was gonna say that's what she said.
Let's get into some DC news because that's what I want to talk about. Because there's just that DC EU is just an ever-changing, evolving.
Do they know what they're doing at all?
Usually not.
was gonna say-
I can't say that for a fact because I'm not within the inside of it.
Okay.
But from an outsider's perspective, it sure doesn't seem like it.
Well, explain more, Jerry.
So now the man that played Cyborg, Ray Fisher, there are a few websites. None of them are like the most reputable, but some of them are pretty reputable. But so I don't know how entirely accurate this is, but Cyborg movie is canceled. Ray Fisher's done.
Oh no.
No.
There's no continuity in the DCEU.
There sure isn't. What do you guys feel about that? I don't care.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I just
I mean,
don't.
it's all it is continuity at this point. Like that's, and they even fucked that part up again.
It's like there's no way for it to get worse. Because moving on from there, John Goldstein, one of the two directors, it's Goldstein and we just talked about this last week.
Isn't Bob Goldstein like some kind of Simpsons like parody character? Am I getting that name wrong? Goldstein? I think maybe a Breaking Bad reference or something.
He was a DJ.
He was a DJ. All right, I don't know where I'm. We've been working on the beer bracket for we've been drinking a little, so sorry to even interrupt.
But anyways,
Here we go.
somebody tweeted him asking if they were still directing The Flash, and his only response was stand by. It wasn't a yes, it wasn't a no. So of course there's this big rumor going on that The Flash has lost a fourth set of directors. And I know there's been more turmoil with that one, so I wonder if that's going to be the next canceled DC project.
Probably. I mean, like, I don't know how that movie continues to stay alive. I think it's simply because the show is so successful. Like people, because I think there's an audience built in because of the show on the CW, and they're just trying as hard as they can to.
Well, even without that, The Flash, Ezra Miller, even though maybe not the most well received, was more well received than just Cyborg as a character.
Yeah.
So I guess there's also that. But I don't know. But the one DC movie that we've also been following a lot was Suicide Squad 2. Eric, wait, that's not what it's called no mo.
Nope. It is called the era was very bad.
Oh
It was
yeah.
supposed to be a record scratch.
Yeah, it was fucking perfect.
Fucking rock solid.
Yeah.
You're
The
talking
color
about,
people say
though.
Jerry kicked ass.
Okay.
All
right.
I win.
It's called The Suicide Squad. It's going to be a proper reboot.
A full-on reboot, which we knew it was going to be some sort of reboot, but now they've confirmed like a full-on reboot.
Do you think they're going to have 18 different intros for all of the characters again?
Oh God.
We'll see. Who's directing it?
It's still Gunn. It's still James Gunn.
James G.
So he is doing it. He's doing double time. I think it's interesting because obviously Deadshot's still in it, but we have a new Deadshot, right? Now Will Smith
Idris
is
Elba.
Idris Elba.
Yep.
Joker and Harley Quinn are also still going to be in it.
Same actors.
Same actors though, but apparently different takes on the characters.
I can't see Leto giving up his particular.
I hope he gives up
Flavor.
those fucking tattoos.
Maybe one or two of them, but that'll
Damaged on his forehead. Take that stupid ass thing off.
I could see him keeping the one on his hand of the mouth.
That's a pretty cool tattoo.
That
That's the one cool one I'll give him, but the rest of them are stupid as shit. So yeah, what do you guys think of that? What characters do you want to see in this version of Suicide Squad? I should have written some down.
King Shark.
And I think we're going to get King Shark in this one. I would like to see a Killer Frost.
I would like to see that.
Maybe a Reverse Flash, but Reverse Flash has never really been in
No,
Suicide. He
yeah.
might be a part of it as like a villain or something, but he's not part of the squad.
I want to. Who's the snake guy? I can't remember his name.
Copperhead?
Yeah, I want to see Copperhead, and I want to
That's
see.
a good one. Or Shade?
Yeah, I was going to say Shade. Shade's the other one that I
Shade
want
would
to
be
see.
dope, man. Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised no one said Bronze Tiger yet.
Oh, we talked about him before. Yeah, Michael Jai White,
Yeah.
yos.
Yep, gotta get him in there.
That'd be a solid pickup.
So there could be a lot of cool ones.
Mhm.
We'll see what happens. That's all I got for DC news. Transition into. I thought one of you guys were going to finish that.
Oh,
I don't know.
Apparently, after 61 episodes, we're still amateur hour on this show. So we're going to go into full Disney and Fox complete their merger. Jerry, I know you did have a couple things that you wanted to say about this,
Just really one
but
thing.
okay, I mean, PK, Vic, are you guys excited about this at all?
Not super worried about it.
Well, not worried about it, but does it bring any?
I don't know how it can bring any more excitement, man. Disney's got too much power at this point.
Well, have you seen the meme of like Mickey with the gauntlet?
The gauntlet,
and then it has all
yeah.
the gems. It's just like Star Wars.
Or Fox, Marvel, Pixar, whatever. Dude, it's perfect. It's
Yeah, that's
true.
rad.
Disney has so much power, man.
I wonder if they're going to put the 20th Century Fox logo back in front of Star Wars.
I doubt it.
Doubtful. Yeah.
Probably remove it from all the old ones.
Right. Yeah. They'll spend money on that.
I know, John.
Since they decided they're shutting down Fox 2000 Studios.
Why should we be outraged about that, Jerry?
Well, I'm not.
What,
Really.
are they going to shut down Searchlight?
I haven't heard that so far, but probably.
Okay, that sucks.
That's
I mean,
heartbreaking.
that is a little sad. I do like Fox Searchlight films. They are pretty good.
Yeah, Fox 2000 Studios, they did a little bit more of the sappy ones. I
Okay,
think.
so what movies are in there?
The only one I can think of, because I didn't write them down, was the Bradley Cooper and Lady,
A Star is Born.
that
Yeah.
one.
Okay, that studio infrastructure is also responsible for Hidden Figures, which was the NASA ladies that did all the math behind. Going to the moon.
They also
Oh,
happen to be
I've never
African
seen that
American.
movie, but I do know
Yes.
that story, and it's an awesome story.
It's a great story. Yeah.
Because it's history.
And they also are responsible for the Jackie Robinson story, 42.
Ah, we watched that last
I
night.
did.
That'll segue into a later conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
So they've done some pretty cool movies, that have gotten some good attention, on the drama side. I don't know. I'm sad to see it go.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like maybe the studio will be shut down, but I don't think that'll mean the opportunity for movies is going to shut down
I
anymore.
would hope not.
Within there, I can't imagine that it would, but maybe they just realize they don't need so many separate divisions.
Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is we have no idea what's going to happen to those people and the directors, producers, writers
I bet they
that
kill
are
them.
from that.
They're just gonna fucking kill them all.
They throw them in the pit like in 300?
Yeah,
Okay.
Disney just straight murders people and their families. Did you guys know that?
Hmm.
It happens.
Wow.
You know that nobody can die
True.
at Disneyland?
True. Well, that's a rumor.
No, that's true.
Mhm.
That is 100% true. Nobody can die there. They
Like
will
if you have-
escort you through the tunnels, and then they will not declare you dead
Until you're out.
until you're outside of the property.
That's amazing. God, that's
Yeah, there are
power,
cases
though.
of them like paying off EMTs and stuff. Like you will announce them dead when they're off the property.
That 100% happens.
Wow.
Wow, that's power.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Isn't that amazing?
Nobody.
And all the people that work for them they're not called staff. They're called the cast, like cast members or
Yes.
something like that. I've never been to Disneyland or Disney World or Universal Studios.
Me either.
My parents didn't love me growing up.
Ditto. My family went. My parents and my sister went.
Oh.
Swords open!
Well, I'll rip that wound open every
Every
time I
time.
get the chance to say anything about it. And yeah, that happened, and I still haven't been.
Now.
It's okay.
That's what you think, Will.
That's him when he's ripping open the wounds.
Yeah, it's okay. I've got my revenge planned.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm excited to see how that goes.
Yeah,
Maybe
that
we'll
sounds
have to
great.
make a little
So that's
mini
awesome.
video of Will's revenge story. But in the meantime, I bet before your revenge story comes out, Bill and Ted Face the Music will come out. Finally got a release date.
Oh, what's the date?
Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves went on and they said, hey, it's going to be out August 21st of 2020. So not that far away.
No, about a year.
Mm-hmm. A little over a year.
And they said, I actually saw a video with those guys on there, like thanking people, like, hey, thank you so much, because without you guys, the fans, this would not be possible. So I thought that was pretty cool of them.
Nothing would ever be possible without the fans.
Well, bring the money. They do, yeah. And I mean, so it was a very fan-driven thing, so it's very cool to see this happen. To me, this reminds me of like Snakes on a Plane, honestly. Like that movie didn't get made. That movie got made purely because the fans willed it to.
Oh.
And I largely I think this
I
movie's getting made
really
because
hope
of this.
this movie's like not like Snakes on a
I
Plane.
hope it's a lot better.
Like a lot, man.
But we all love it, right?
Yeah.
I
That's
love
true.
Snakes on the Plane.
That's
I love Snakes on a Plane, but
Who
it's a
doesn't?
terrible movie.
It's a terrible movie.
It is.
It knows it's a terrible movie.
I like terrible movies. Man, I saw the movie Drive Angry. That's a terrible movie, but I really suggest that people watch it.
Dude,
Is
Oh,
Nick,
dude, so did I.
You watched it?
I did.
is Nick Cage at his like full Nick Cage in that movie?
Yes.
Oh yes. I'm writing that down.
I know they told me that too. I'm definitely gonna have to watch that.
It's,
Well, I watched Next, and I was like, Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
I thought, yeah.
Nick Cage.
Check it out. It's a terrible movie. If you like terrible movies like I do, God, watch Drive Angry. It's absurd. Next.
I was gonna segue into a little bit of something different with the Disney Fox merger.
Cool.
Back when Disney first got Star Wars, they introduced a couple new Disney princesses, such as Queen Amidala and,
She ain't a princess. She a queen.
well, whatever, and
Sort of that as a princess.
Princess Leia. So now with the Fox merger, fans have taken it upon themselves to introduce other Disney princesses.
Anastasia.
Well, the first one, yeah, Anastasia would definitely count.
That's the only one I can think of.
Oh, really? Okay, so Neytiri from Avatar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she's part of the. It's not the.
The blue people?
Yeah, the blue people.
The
The
Pandora,
blue cat people.
whatever
The
they're called. Navi.
Navi,
There you
yes. I almost said Naboo, but that was.
go.
not
Back on
correct.
Star Wars.
But other people have decided, you know what? Ripley from Alien, yeah, she should totally be a Disney princess.
I support that fully.
Really support that.
Well, people have taken it even further. Apparently, they have also given Disney princess status to Dr. Frankenfurter from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Basically, they gave Tim Curry Disney princess status.
Yes! Oh my fucking god, I love it.
Baller.
I want to hear Tim Curry talk about that. It's going to be awesome.
Because why not, right? I mean, that's just amazing. I mean, they looked at all of the Fox properties that were now owned by Disney and said, you know what?
There you go.
Dr. Frankenfurter, it has to be done.
Dude, that's amazing, yo.
Rad.
I'm glad I saved that for the cast and didn't ruin that beforehand telling you about that little bit of news.
Oh,
But-
me too.
Dude, so,
Yeah, that's what I've been up to. I want to talk a little bit about another bit of news that I've read about trailers. Kind of confirming my little year off of trailers thing. The Russos have said that people are so good at depicting, watching a trailer and then basically reciting what happens in the movie and not even needing to go see it or anything with the plot, that they have confirmed that they have manipulated the Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame trailers. They've manipulated them so that what you're seeing there will not necessarily be in the film.
Interesting. So now they're just out and proud about it, because I think they've had a long history of not just the Russo brothers, but Marvel in general manipulating the way the trailers are shown so that they can change or subvert audience expectations when they walk in the movie, which I generally appreciate. You just get
Agreed.
a rare idea of what's going on. Even if you do see the trailer, you're like, wow, I'm still surprised. Thank you.
Same. I respect the fuck out of that, dude. Personally, I love it, and that was my exact same thought. It's like, oh, so you're admitting everything we know. That's like Paula coming out and be like, hey, I'm super handsome. We're gonna be like, yeah,
we know. Man.
We
get
see
it.
you all the time.
It's what you do. Thank
Thanks.
you.
With that said, I think it's a good time to transition into other trailers that Vic has seen and he wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah. So I wanted to talk about a couple of trailers I've seen this week. Oh my god, it's gone off the rails already. Yeah, so let's check this out. So I watched. What did I watch this week?
What did you watch, Vic?
You watched Drive Angry. Apparently,
I
you
did
talked
watch
about that.
Dude, I also watched Waterworld.
That's right.
Oh,
Because remember, I don't know how long ago it was. You motherfuckers right here sat and tried to defend Waterworld when I said this is a garbage ass movie and I bet it doesn't hold up. Watch it again. Let's have this conversation. And you're both, oh, I bet it's still great. And Vic rewatched it. How was it?
Was it great? Yeah.
See, everything in my gut told me, dude, fight Jerry. The rest of these guys are right. That movie probably does hold up. Like, I remember Waterworld, and it was
Fucking
probably
garbage, yo. It's so bad.
Is it slow?
It's just ridiculous.
The
It's
acting's
slow.
bad. It's slow. It makes no sense. The transitions are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're hard over paper?
KC, yeah.
Like,
I just don't understand.
Okay,
Those
so-
two sometimes.
bruh. Yeah, and it's a Kevin Costner fucking movie. Of course it's not good.
All right. PK was going to explain this and break this down for us.
Oh,
I'll
you know,
let him
I completely understand what they're saying now. I did not rewatch Waterworld, but I had rewatched Highlander. Now, this is terrible.
Is it really? See, that's one I haven't watched in like 20 years.
It broke my heart. It totally broke my heart.
No way.
You had a similar experience then. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I watched that movie. I watched Drive Angry. God damn, Drive Angry was a piece of shit. Like, I really kind of enjoyed that as a terrible movie. Like, Nick Cage was at his greatest. You got Amber. You have Amber Heard in that movie. There's magical cults, and there's awesome driving, and there's like, it's silly.
It's him and
it's fantastic.
Mira.
Well,
Sure.
because a lot of people
Amber
don't
Heard.
know. A lot of people don't know, but Nick Cage actually has a stunt driving like certificate, so he's able
Oh,
to.
he's legit.
He like from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah, ever
60
since then.
seconds, he loved that movie. Like just the driving in there, he got certified, and like he's doing all the driving in the movie.
What I
so
really
not
want to
bad.
see, if there were a top 4 celebrity drive-off, giggity, I don't know why giggity on that, but why not?
Sure,
It would be Nick Cage.
Yep.
Keanu Reeves.
all day.
Statham?
Simon Cowell.
Ooh,
Simon Cowell.
Actually, he's
Really?
a phenomenal real-life driver. And Aaron Paul.
I was going to say Aaron Paul better be on the list.
And I didn't think about Statham. Maybe
I don't
I
know
have
if
to
he-
make it a fit. I don't know
I'm not
how he is,
sure
but
or not.
these guys, as far as like real-life driving capability, it's like, these motherfuckers is good.
Just put them all in a death race. Let's see that.
And then Statham would win that,
Well,
right?
Yeah, it's Statham
The
all
movie.
day.
Or Keanu.
Or Keanu.
Yeah, I mean,
His movie, I think he just John Wick in it.
He's a motherfucker drives a horse in that movie. I mean, come on.
If we're going to fantasy, I would say Emil Hirsch.
There you go.
Speed Racer.
Go. Oh yeah. So getting back to what I was originally going to talk about. So I saw a few trailers.
Oh.
Yeah, a couple I want to highlight. Yeah, Jerry's one.
In case you guys didn't see that, I'm wearing a Speed Racer t-shirt right now. I just had to pull it up my hoodie for Paula.
The couple of trailers that you wanted to highlight after our like 8-minute spiral down tangent lane.
Sorry, that got
Oh
me
yeah,
started.
that did happen.
Yeah, no, I've been drinking today. It's all right. So we have the movie Dora the Explorer. There was a huge trailer
I
about
haven't
that.
seen that trailer. I saw there was a trailer.
The movie is titled Dora the Explorer: The Lost City of Gold, and we get to see Michael Pena in here, and the actress playing Dora. She's doing a phenomenal job, and like we didn't see any like ridiculous callbacks to the TV show, which were like, "Hey, look over here," or like
No,
they're
if
talking
there
in
was
Spanish. Yeah, well, I probably would know.
How many kids know Spanish because of Dora the Explorer?
Right. Well, because Funny or Die actually had a parody with Ariel Winter from Modern Family, who did a really good job just parodying that whole situation, which I thought was really well done. Yeah, but so yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. I think it should be a pretty good movie. There's another trailer that I saw called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by Quentin Tarantino. That's set to release, I believe, sometime this summer or fall. It is basically we have Leo DiCaprio, we have Brad Pitt, we have a lot of big name actors
Dude, the
and
cast
actresses
in that is like, whoa.
It looks amazing. I
Wow.
am so excited for this movie. And then we have Stranger Things season 3 trailer dropped. It's kind of lackluster in my opinion. Have you guys
Their
watched
trailers,
this?
I haven't watched it, but their trailers are never good, yo.
Yeah. It's like the kids being kids, and all of a sudden shit goes a little crazy, and we have more monsters coming in. I'm like, God damn, you guys can't continue to keep doing the same thing over and over again. Like, they're just really just, I don't know.
We'll see if they can keep it going and with the third season, because that's going to be kind of interesting. But
I hope more monsters break into the real world.
yeah,
that's basically what keeps happening. And yeah, and I just want to mention there are some reviews coming in for Shazam right now, and they are looking pretty
very
good.
positive.
Which I was like, I already called it, man.
You
I already
did.
called it. I was like, this movie's gonna be fucking awesome. Like people are like, no,
I'm one of those
Winning.
people.
winning right
I'm definitely on that so far, but it is nice to see that it's getting positive early reviews.
How do you quote that on paper or just on print?
I just
Just you type in guttural noises and you hope.
It's like a subtitle, it just says guttural noises or like, you know,
That's what it is.
funny music plays.
All day. And that was my week of trailers.
You know what I noticed that wasn't on your list?
What's that?
The Toy Story 4 trailer.
I didn't watch it.
Oh.
I wasn't impressed by it.
Oh, shots fired. That's okay. I wasn't impressed by it either.
Oh, really? I didn't watch
No, wasn't impressed by it. I was like very confused,
Mhm.
in fact. And now I'm a little bit more down on that movie than where I was.
it.
So
That's right.
Yeah, they're trying to do too many things, right?
That's
I
right.
just- I
Come to
don't.
terms with it. It's gonna suck.
all right.
Oh man. So here's something. I don't know. It's not again 1,000%, but so far leaning pretty much towards it. They're doing the Masters of the Universe live action movie.
Hmm,
Did you guys know about that?
maybe.
I would kind of. I still really want to watch the original with all you guys and do it.
It's like Dolph Lundgren and shit.
Yeah.
As
I want-
He-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a great He-Man. That's actually a great segue into this one because they think they found their new He-Man.
Interesting. Who is it?
His name is Noah Centineo.
Who?
Oh yeah, that guy.
Exactly. Who? I looked him up and they're like, he's from this and this. And I'm like,
Crickets?
what? And he doesn't look like He-Man. It's interesting. And also the director walked out and they had to change directors. The original director that walked out was David Goyer.
Is this a DC property?
No, it's Mattel property, actually.
Oh, okay. Like Hasbro and all that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Hasbro Mattel. And it is now the Nee brothers, Aaron and Adam Nee. N-E-E.
Oh, I thought it was with a K.
There's no K. The K is silent.
Do you think they're going to have a shot
Also.
with him in front of these red rocks that's like, yelling?
Maybe. I don't know
I
who
would
the
hope
Nee
so.
brothers are, though. Do you?
No.
Either of you guys? Paul? You know everything. You're the smartest man I've ever met.
Smartest guy.
They did The Last Romantic, Band of Robbers, South of Heaven, You Can Never Really Know.
Never heard.
Yep, that's pretty much what I'm coming down with. Never heard nothing. Cool.
So a lot of faith.
Lot of faith.
Yeah.
This movie's gonna be garbage.
Probably
Probably-
not excited about
Probably
it.
gonna be garbage.
Speaking of something that might be garbage, might not be, we don't know. Google announced their new video game streaming platform called Stadia. Now, this platform is it has a controller that's been revealed. It's supposed to work online and basically stream games to your television, tablet, computer, phone, whatever, and deliver graphics and everything at 1080p, 60 frames per second. So a competitor to the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, but it works off of internet, and you need 25 megabytes a second download. in order to get it. So it's obviously not going to be everywhere. I mean, not even everywhere within the U.S. day one.
If you ain't got 25 megabits a second of internet at this point,
Dude, there are people out it's hard, man, in some areas.
Yeah, Idaho actually is the worst state. We have the slowest internet connection rates by volume in the entire
Really?
continental United States. So,
Yeah. Followed up by like Alabama.
I didn't know that.
Georgia and the South essentially.
the dirty South. Yeah, that's interesting. And
Wyoming.
I feel like they're just copying PlayStation though. PlayStation has this PlayStation Now service, which allows us to stream games at 1080p. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm copying PS.
I'm super skeptical about this thing. I really want to see what Xbox is going to do at E3 this year. I keep hearing different rumors that they're going to have a very similar streaming box, but still have their base console system, or at least next gen base console system that will be in place for those people that don't have that fast internet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for it, but I'm still super skeptical. I've never played anything like that before. From everybody that I've heard, that the test worked, but it's a hard sell.
Absolutely, I think
because it seems almost like magic. It seems like it wouldn't be possible.
Well, there's a lot of it's conjecture at this point, but a lot of compression happening. So I'm a little worried. Anyhow, we have a beer that's been poured for us.
It has been poured for us.
What are we drinking?
So
hello, wake up, Jerry.
Well, I just totally
I saw that. Yeah.
phased out. Well, you guys were talking about like slow internet connections, and I was just like, I don't really have that bad internet. So I tested our home internet and then our cell phone internet, and I'm like, we don't have bad internet. So
no, yeah, we made sure they're awesome.
So I just
especially for this show.
Well, and we're running a lot right now too, so I'm really surprised. But granted, I've also been in places in Idaho where there's absolutely piss poor data connection too. But
I think
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking 25 wouldn't be too bad because like internet wise, we get like 80, and cell phone wise, we get like 30 right here. So
speaking of internet quality, it is actually a very good segue into the name of this beer that we're going to be drinking.
Is it?
It is. Go ahead and read the label there, Jerry.
What does it have to do with the internet?
Read the label.
Better hazy than never. Community-supported beer series, brewed and bottled in Boise, Idaho.
This is by Boise Brewing.
Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. Obviously, after this beer, we're gonna give it a minute. We're not gonna drink them necessarily back to back. But since we've been doing our brackets here, the March Madness beer thing. We're going to test 2 Idaho beers together. It's going to be the Better Hazy Than Never versus the Wallace Brewing 1910 Black Lager. And we're going to decide which one of these mofos should be tapped. Because we have our I Tap That segment, which is what, Paula?
Yeah, PK, tell us about this.
It's a beer that we choose locally. It has to be within Idaho at least. And it has to be a unanimous decision, and it would be if we would actually tap that particular beer, a full keg or even occasionally a pony keg, mini keg sometimes.
So we change the keg volumes occasionally.
Occasionally, depending on the beer. Yeah.
If we need to. So I guess we could individually say if we tap them, but ultimately, again, if only one of them gets tapped, which one's it gonna be?
I think we'll have to wait and see after the Wallace.
We will. Exactly. And there's no real reason we're pairing these 2 against each other. It's just like, why the fuck not?
Yeah, we're having fun. We're kind of on a roll with this whole pit one beer against each other or against another for the the Brewnomics Beer Bracket 2019.
Word.
What do you guys smell off this beer? Have you even picked it up?
No.
Okay, it's time.
So we got 6.3% and only 3 IBUs. 1, 2, 3 IBUs. I could measure that on my dick if we're using centimeters.
Sure.
It's just a robin's nest in a field of hair.
Exactly. The eggs are blue also. Like robin's eggs.
Should probably get that checked.
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Will.
Oh, Will's going down. We got a Will down.
Excuse me, everybody. I'm
Oh.
terribly sorry about that.
So this is a hazy IPA, an Untapped. It says, this brew is juicy. Aroma and flavor have citrus, melon, and a juicy fruit hoppiness. We got 346 total check-ins, 217 ratings with a 3.61 rating. Added December 28th of last year, 2018. So it's a relatively new beer, only about 3 months old.
Yeah.
I've seen this beer a lot lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they went back and made another batch of this because it was so popular. I think they were surprised at how popular it was, and they decided, you know what, we're going to do that again.
So they did?
And they
what-
did, yeah.
So what do you guys think of this one?
I like it.
Do you love it? Do you want some more of it? Did you try
I
so hard?
love it.
You can't rise above it.
It's cool. It's
I didn't like
cool.
choking on it.
I'm trying. Yeah, well, that's what she said.
Real mature.
Thanks, Big Dick Vic.
You're welcome.
Big
First world problems here.
dick problems.
PDP.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can't vomit on the
Yeah.
hills.
Yeah.
You just tried to stretch that from Big Dick problems to Big Dick problems.
Oh Lord. I don't mind this
Hello.
beer. Actually, I think it's pretty good. It's definitely a hazy. I like the 6.3. It sits really well. Low IBUs, man. This thing is adult juice.
It is super smooth.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, guys, get it together. You're knocking down empty plastic cups.
Mark the time. We'll cut that out.
I'll leave it in. It's fine. So it's got a 3.61. Paula, what do you rate it? Would you tap it?
For a hazy IPA, I almost wanted it to be a bit smoother for my taste. I do like the way it smells. It's like a sweet dankiness to it. I'm going to give it a 3.25, but I'm actually not going to tap this.
Fuck! That was maybe extreme.
I was very curious of what you have the reaction.
So, PK, when you were describing our ITAP, that segment, you did get one thing wrong. It doesn't have to be unanimous. It has to be a 75% rating. So 3 out of the 4
Keep
of us
forgetting you're here. Yeah.
have to. Thanks. have to rate it as an yes, I would tap that. And then BK just broke Jerry because he's all the way away from his mic. Were you done profiling that beer or?
I'm good.
Okay.
What would you rate it?
I'm gonna give this. To me, it does. It's still heavy and kind of syrupy, even for a hazy. So I'm gonna give it like a 3.5. But most hazy IPAs I like. I find them incredibly sessionable. This one's sitting at 6.3. I feel like it's more sessionable than others. I'm gonna give this a 3.5.
Okay.
And I would tap it.
Vic, you picked this one up, right?
Did
What'd you pay for it, dog?
Ooh, good question.
I rocked about $5.95 for this bottle.
Okay, so about a $6 bomber.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's priced to exactly where I think it should be, actually.
Yeah,
So
really,
very
really
reasonable.
well
Okay.
priced. That's why I got it. I was like, you know what, solid, picking it up. Yeah. God, I'm having a hard time with this one. It is a good, decent. I'm gonna say it's a decent hazy IPA, but I'm kind of over the hazy craze. It's not standing out to me in any particular way. It doesn't feel unique to me. I'm not getting a lot off the nose of it, and I'm not getting a lot off the taste of it. So I'm gonna give it a 3.25, and I would not tap it.
Oh, well. Right stuff. Shit. Well, okay.
What do you got?
Yeah, it sounds like you have a differing opinion on this.
I'm just surprised that it's not like,
More popular?
yeah, a little bit. I mean, I don't love it. I don't hate it. Let me get in it a little bit more. Let me
Yeah.
put it in me.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, that's the thing, though. I'm very neutral about it. Like, in understanding where I've rated it on the bell curve, like, it's still a really good representation, but I'm just kind of over it.
Well, not that it matters, but for the record, I'd give it a 3.5 and I would tap it.
Okay. So we are It's the first time we've ever been split on this show.
Well, 50-50, but still ultimately you got to have 3 out of 4, so it would not get tapped.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we'll have to see if the Wallace does better, and if that one gets tapped, I guess we know.
Then we know the winner.
Exactly.
Well, maybe not. Actually, we might tap the other one, but the hazy might be the winner in a head-to-head matchup. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Indeed, we'll see. Did you guys ever watch King of the Hill?
Yes.
Every day.
There's so many things about Idaho that are parallel that
Did you
show.
see how smooth that transition was?
That was pretty good. Not really.
I didn't even notice it, man.
That's how smooth it was.
You just got
Oh,
me.
you didn't notice the transition because there was not one.
Thanks for pointing that out. Keep going.
Anyways, so Mike Judge has confirmed essentially that he's in talks for a King of the Hill reboot. But not just a reboot. More, I don't know if reboot's the right word. More like a
Restart.
revival.
Revival, yeah.
And what's interesting and what's kind of cool, especially because it's animation, is he said the only way he thinks the show would revive or survive and be relevant is to make it modern. So meaning that all the characters in the show have aged in real time.
How much further?
10 years. So it was 2009 when it was canceled.
Okay.
Retired, whatever it may have been. Bobby was 13. That's really, I think, the most important character, age-wise, is Bobby. Because if from 43 to 53, like if you're Hank, may not be a gigantic change. Same for the mom. Luann, maybe going, from 21 to 31, that's a pretty big change.
Yeah.
Or 20 to 30, enough of a change at least, but Cotton's probably dead.
Yeah.
But most of the characters, they hit their maturity point, but Bobby's the big one. But I think that's kind of cool, though. That would make me a little bit more intrigued to watch it as if it was made more modern.
How much more saggy can they draw Hank's neck or other characters?
We might find out.
They were already drawn pretty saggy.
Well, what if Hank
That's
changed
just
his
lifestyle.
diet though?
Right.
Man? What if he got I don't know, got on the keto diet? I don't know.
Or what if he put on like 30 pounds?
Yeah.
Or 100 pounds. He's just obese now.
He could go.
I was thinking like fit body.
Yeah, Bobby's just
Bobby.
jacked.
Yeah, he's
I
that guy.
bet
Probably.
Bobby's totally going to he grew up to be a hipster. Let's be real.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a little
Yeah.
blonde soul patch or something.
Probably gay.
Blonde hair and a beard. Yeah.
I don't think they'd make him gay.
No?
No,
Hmm.
I don't think so.
You don't think that they try and play out that dynamic between him and Hank if that was the case?
I think he'd have sexual
No.
curiosity problems, maybe, but
Maybe bisexual.
Yeah.
But that would kind of ruin the original Bobby because he clearly had crushes on girls
Yes, agreed.
instead. So I could see it being bisexual, which would be actually pretty intriguing.
yeah.
But
I'm
no, I don't
interested
think full on gay.
And getting to see Bill Dotrieve
Mhm.
more.
Bill Dotrieve?
Yeah, because he had a really sad arc, and then he kind of went up a little bit.
Bill's
and
probably dead.
He's probably dead. Yeah, that makes me sad. That makes me so
Or
sad.
Rusty Shackelford.
Heart attack.
I just think, Dale Gribble, I think he's also dead too.
You think Dale's dead?
Dale should still be alive.
Dale, I think's alive. Boomhauer, I think's alive. If any of them were dead, it'd be
That'd be sad.
Dude, Dale's been smoking and drinking.
That's why he's still alive.
Man.
And he's in Germany. He's in,
Yeah,
inhaled
Dale's
so
one of
many
those ones,
chemicals.
but he'll live until
Right.
like 97 and just reek of tobacco and just start talking
Tobacco, chemicals.
Somehow that motherfucker's still alive,
I
though.
want to see Dale break Boomhauer out of prison
That would be rad.
somehow.
Or fucking con.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
See, that show, I had friends that moved down to Texas and they started watching that show once they moved down there, and San Antonio, okay? And they said the reason why we watch that show is because it's all true.
It's all true.
Wow.
This is
Said
an exact
everything is true.
representation of Arlington, Texas.
All day.
And he was a neurosurgeon, so.
Wow.
That's all I got for news. You guys got anything else?
Nope, I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Should we take a quick break?
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think
Yeah,
so.
let's take a quick break and then we'll get back and get on to our baseball movies, which I think is going to be pretty fun. So even if you don't like baseball, stick around. You're going to enjoy it, I promise.
Guaranteed.
Roll commercial. Should we keep it going? Should we?
I don't know how long that stays.
I'm going to finish this and then restart it. All right, if you're watching, which it looks like nobody is, come back and join us in a bit.
Oh, I got that.
Instagram. We will do the same to you.
We did
Cheers.
have some people watching though.
I'll go up there and stop it at some point.
Brewnomics.
Yeah, I gotta pee. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Can I what?
Finish this one.
Yeah.
Instagram again for all those not watching. Stay tuned.
Everybody on YouTube. I don't know if we're gonna do.
Just keep YouTube going, yeah.
We're gonna do any monologues or.
I got a pee too.
Yeah, I'm ditto. So I don't know.
And I gotta like.
We only have ever so many bathrooms in this house.
Oh, I guess that's true. So we'll hang out.
Yeah,
We'll hang
PK
out.
and I'll hang out.
We'll hang out.
PK, what's going on with PKK Corner?
Oh fuck, dude. You know, I've been working so. I've like work now. It's just been taking my time.
Yeah.
I sort of forgot about it. But I have been thinking about my my favorite Power Rangers uniforms, and then also like my favorite like intense Power Rangers moments.
Okay.
I don't know why.
What are your favorite Power Rangers uniforms? Because I know I kind of think I know mine, and a lot of mine revolves around like what helmet looks cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for me,
That's huge. That's huge.
For me, anything with like the dinosaur ones, I like the first or second generation. I don't even remember what came after. Like I followed Power Rangers up until they introduced Trey or whatever, which is like the new Black Ranger with the shield. And then I fell off hard, like, and I never went back.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What about you? What are the answers to those questions?
Oh gosh dang, dude. So I always loved the shields, the chest vest shields as they call them.
Yeah.
And
those
you know,
are
obviously
awesome.
the Green Ranger started the trend, right?
Yeah.
But my favorite like chest shield Ranger outfit uniform is from Power Rangers Zeo, the Gold Ranger. He had the gold shield, and his helmet was almost like it was just like all straight up black and looked like it was painted on, like because all the other ones had like in-depth detail, but his one was just like super sleek. And I was just, like, in my head, I'm like, that's just baller.
Yeah. It was just like, I'm different. Deal with it.
I'm different. And he had staff.
He had a bow staff.
No, like it was like a half staff, but they called it a staff for some reason.
Okay. Was it like a magic staff? Like
Yeah, it was pretty dope. It did everything like the Green Ranger's dagger did, or the Right Ranger's sword did. You know, it summoned a Zord and stuff like that. And it's also the key to the Zord.
That's cool.
I also like to have Power Rangers in space because they had like these squares on their chest. It was like yellow, pink, blue, red.
Yeah, I remember that design actually. Yeah, it was very incorporative
But
of
like,
all of the different.
From what you said, the helmets. I don't know if you remember that or not, but the helmets were very unique as well.
Weren't they very like? They didn't have a lot of oval shapes on them.
Well, yeah, it was like more like kind of like rapid, like tribal designs almost, like for the visors.
Yeah.
And then like they didn't have mouthpieces, so it's just like
It was just a blank.
it was like
Where do
Optimus
you
Prime.
where do you fall on the line of mouthpiece with lips versus mouthpiece that's just straight flat mouthpiece? Like it just goes down. There's no depiction of the lips on the helmet.
It varies.
Because the originals had it.
Yeah, they had it.
And then they got rid of that pretty quick. I think, if I remember correctly. I think after the White Tiger Ranger, right?
Yeah.
They got rid of the mouthpiece pretty quick. I think that was the first one.
They got rid of it at that point, but it came back in several like iterations. Like in Turbo, they had the mouthpieces, and that's one of my I love those helmets, Turbo, because it was like straight up like a card grill, and then with like some other design, and then the mouthpiece.
Turbo, like I think that was the second movie, right? And there hasn't really been a movie until the reboot.
Yeah, and then Turbo was a terrible movie. I bought it, but it's a terrible movie. I literally bought that. I made those guys watch it.
We should do a commentary on that movie, just because it's funny.
Dude, it's terrible. It was hard to watch.
I would think. I mean, does it even have any of the original Rangers like Kimberly or Tommy? Or
it has a good grip with the original Rangers. It's just it has Tommy,
Trini or Zach.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to.
They all got switched
original
out.
Rangers, Billy, right?
Yeah, because in the original, they went from like Mighty Morphin, and then there was a weird like ninja, like segment with that. But I gotta pee.
Okay.
Because both are open.
Oh, they're open now?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I
yeah.
hear
We're gonna put a little pin in
I hear
PKK corner, and hopefully the other guys looks like they're starting to wander back in. Maybe they'll entertain you with a little
Oh
bit
God, are
more
you
of
boring the people
whatever
again,
else.
Will?
Did you guys not have to pee this whole time?
No, we've had to pee. Move. We need to get out.
Well, why didn't you go?
Because we're entertaining the fan base. Get up. You said you had to go. Oh, we're going this way?
The white man boss you around like that? Looks like you rose above.
You know, Jerry,
Rise
that
above
doesn't insult me so much as it does your friend, Paula. There.
I've never.
So. All right. Have fun, YouTube. You know what? Screw it. I don't know. I'm going on with this one.
Okay. That feels better. So do we have so we basically have two Idaho untapped beers? Is that what we're doing?
Were you not paying attention?
Not really.
I can tell. No, but yes, but no.
Okay, so I was unclear as you were.
No, I'm totally clear.
Are you? It
Yes.
sounds like not.
No, I'm perfectly clear. We're talking about we can talk about, I'd rather if we're gonna tap them individually, but ultimately, and again, it's because of the bracket season, we're pairing them against each other. Because we can only tap one.
Okay, gotcha. All right,
Pretty
so
much where we're at.
That's what I figured.
Agreed. Don't freak it out.
I don't know how long we're gonna be here. Just gonna have it sitting here fine.
Well,
So we'll do it now because I already sat down. This is the whole thing to get past.
Well, we still got to preheat the oven. That's going to take 10 minutes, but then somebody have to go out there and put in the pizza.
I mean,
Well, we're gonna aim to get done in the next 30 minutes.
things. You can tell Will to before he gets in. Oh, he's already.
Well, then someone's gonna have to leave it.
How did we get to Power Rangers? You were saying.
Oh, I was just letting you know about my favorite Power Rangers uniforms.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, which one did you go with?
Oh, I went with
Space.
Turbo and space.
Yeah.
Cool.
Turbo helmets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Space suits.
but like Wild Force has really awesome ones too.
Well,
Yeah, I remember that.
That overall helmets and uniform. I also like SPD.
I knew SPD. Had
What does
it in there.
SPD stand for?
Space, like Space Police Department, essentially.
Department.
All right, because I've never done any of that.
Yeah, they police space.
They police
They're
space.
straight up the planet, though. You're absolutely right, Paul.
All right, Facebook.
Okay.
We're getting ready to talk about the best baseball movies. If you don't like baseball, still stay tuned. You're going to enjoy it.
But first, we have a beer. This is the Wallace, right? Yeah.
Hi, Instagram. We coming back at you. Getting ready to talk about the best baseball movies since it's opening week. If you're like, hey, I don't like baseball, get over it. Stick around. You'll like it. Not baseball, but the movies. They're still good. And you get to see Paula's dick. It's going to come out.
You know that they added a pitch timer for pitch count, like a shot clock,
Yeah.
this year.
It's an interesting.
I like that. I think that's going to be great. I kind of wonder how it's going to work because like the batter can step out of the box and adjust whatever the hell he needs to adjust in between.
No. Oh wait, okay, he's doing work stuff.
Yeah, he got a call from work, so yeah. Tell us more. You were doing Power Rangers suits, and then there was one other thing. I'm sorry, man. That wasn't
What?
We did.
What were we talking about?
Yeah.
Just
in
Stuff.
PKK
we're just talking
corner.
about stuff. Oh yeah.
Just what you've been doing. You're like, oh, I do this,
There's
and I
this
do
new show on
that.
Netflix.
What's that
It's
about?
called like Robots, Love, and Death.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, Sex, Love, and Robots.
Robots, something like that.
What do you think about that?
Did you watch it?
Have you guys seen any of it?
I have not seen it.
I've seen the trailer for it.
I've only seen the first episode. That first episode was fucking awesome.
Yeah?
It was awesome. Think of like it was like it's like the Animatrix anime.
Yeah?
That's
Yeah.
what it seemed like to me, honestly. Okay.
And it seems like like a series of stories.
But
I heard there's a lot of genitalia in that show.
I was very surprised by that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I was.
Oh,
I was.
So it is in there.
Oh yeah.
First episode, okay. A lot of dicks, lots of tits, okay.
I don't know. I was saying see some stuff. But it's story wise, I think it's very good. It's very artfully done.
Access to the email.
Alright.
And it's like it's exciting and like there's a lot of action and there's a lot of drama. Like you feel these characters. Because usually CGI, I'm just like I don't give a fuck about. But that first episode at least, I was like, damn,
Alright.
that was dope.
But never. Okay. Cool
You
beans.
can't trade the phone. You can't get off.
Cool beans.
You're gonna, yeah.
Beans,
Say that again.
Beans.
beans.
Cool.
You can still ring out the same.
So are we done shooting yet? Right?
No.
No, for like tonight.
No.
Oh, we're not.
No, we were waiting for the 5th to get
Well,
home.
you can get it off, you can do it, but yeah.
Yeah.
We've only got 3 more, so it's not bad.
The phone has to be factory reset. And you can't do it. So.
How you feeling, boys?
I'm really there, man.
Just tired.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Just tired.
I'm not quite there, but I'm tired too.
Oh, coming in hot.
Yeah, I already did that once.
We do it every day.
It's
not stop.
That's just what it is.
Okay, let's get going.
Do we need to record bumpers next week or the week after?
Oh, man. We probably should. Yeah, we're pretty much. I've recycled what we have at least twice over by now. So
Are we already through all those?
yeah, at least twice.
I don't know how many we have.
We have 4 beer facts and 5 movie facts, and I've gone through both of those twice.
Oh, I can't believe it's already been 11 weeks then. Maybe already get somewhere too.
I know I put some on the.
Sometimes I do. Yeah, so
we probably should. We'll
have.
have to remember that next week to record more, or try to record more bumpers then.
Mhm.
Probably not too bad.
I put some ideas on the Google Keep,
Saw that. Yeah,
so
All right.
feel free to use those even without me.
it's right there. Let's go.
Are you done?
Yeah, go Power
You ready to
Rangers, go, go, go,
Are you?
go, go.
Yeah, that's why I was slapping.
Galaxy.
All right, well, who's bringing us back?
Paula.
PK is.
And he's going to talk about the beer we're
He's
pouring.
gonna do that, which is
Wallace.
the Wallace 1910.
Brewing 1910 Black Lager.
Paul's got
Can
no
you-
information about
Can you
that.
maybe pour one of them and then that way you can have the can to read something off of?
No, I just wanted to.
We expect so
I'm
much
gonna,
more.
no, I'm
from
just
you,
gonna
Jerry.
describe Jerry pouring the beer. A bit quick.
Yeah, lots ahead on that one, but that's just the way that Jerry
He has a
likes
very
it.
strong
Lots of
wrist. I can see how strong this man's wrist is.
It gets a lot of use.
His fingernails are properly groomed.
Trim.
It looks like a strong hand.
The cuticles have been peeled back.
The hand that I would like
Done.
to
Dehydration.
hold my hand.
The lipstick is mine. Stripes.
Oh my
The
God.
lipstick is my lips.
You hit the dye out of her hair.
You punched the dye out of her hair.
I do not remember that movie. I must have been like sleepy while watching
Yeah,
that
watch that movie.
What
Why were you sleepy watching that movie?
Yeah.
because I put it on at like 11 o'clock and I was tired.
Oh well, there you go.
Because I knew I had to power through and try and watch it, and it took me probably I think 3 different viewings. Not that that's a bad movie, it's just that I didn't have any encouragement or support.
That was your time frame. I get it.
It was just I have to do this.
Okay, I'm gonna bring us back. You guys ready?
Yes, please. Thank
All you
you.
know what you're doing?
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Hey there, Burger. Welcome back. I really hope I just really hope you enjoyed that commercial. I don't know if it was new or it was old, but hopefully it was just insightful.
Hopefully you learned something about yourself.
Hopefully it made your dick bigger.
I mean, that's a proven fact, right? If you listen to Brewnomics.
Your dick gets bigger.
Every week.
Listen to
So
Brewnomics.
listen to Brewnomics, boys. So let's talk about this beer we're gonna be drinking now. It's our second I Tap That option, correct?
Correct. Again, as a quick reminder, in case you weren't paying attention or you missed it, in the spirit of March Madness, we've been bracketed quite a bit. And by that, doing brackets is what I mean for beer. So we're going to bracket 2 Idaho beers against each other. We just did the Better Hazy Than Never from Boise Brewing. And now, as Paula said, we're doing the Wallace Brewing 1910 Black Lager to see which Idaho beer gets that.
This is sitting at a 4.9 ABV.
Super light.
Super light, super dark.
That's weird to me how black lagers tend to be a low ABV sort of.
They're low. It's weird though because you expect a really dark beer to be super high ABV. I think we've just been trained to think that from stouts and porters. Which
Right.
Is interesting.
But that's not the case.
It's not the case.
Even Guinness, a lot of people think that. And I'm like, Guinness is like 4.5
Yeah.
or
It's,
5.
I
yeah.
think it's 4.7,
Something like that.
Which
It's
is-
not very high.
which is almost as much as this. This is a 4.9.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's right there. We can round up. We might as well call this a 5%, so I can't be too mad at it.
No.
But what do we got on tap? Somebody tell us about it.
This is a black lager, also known as a Schwarz beer. The description reads: in 1910, black lager has all of its characteristics of a German Schwarz beer, meaning black beer. Ours is smooth and light in flavor, even though the color is dark with hints of coffee and a touch of dark chocolate. We accomplish this by cold steeping dark malt for 24 hours prior to brewing. This process removes the strong, bitter, heavy flavors associated with dark beers. Interesting. So this is rated on Untappd as a 3.6, derived from 1,642 ratings, and it was added November 21st, 2012. Interesting.
It is interesting. So it's a much older beer than the other one. I didn't realize Wallace had been around for that long.
Yeah.
Where in Idaho is Wallace from? Wallace?
We're going to find that they're in their backyard.
They're in Gromit. I swear to God.
Bum.
They do have the independent craft seal on the Independent Brewers Association label or little.
Yeah, we get it. The independent mark. They got it.
No, you can let me struggle through that even more if you wanted.
I don't actually see the city on there. Do we have anything on their website or Untappd for?
Brewed in Wallace, Idaho.
It is Wallace. Okay.
There you
I was
go.
gonna say I figured that might be the case.
It's up at the top. So when I picked this up, because I was the one that bought this beer, and it was, $9.99 for a 6-pack. It just average 6-pack price that everything else was priced at.
Mhm.
I noticed something. I have probably overlooked Wallace Brewing beers
Why is that?
9 times out of 10 because the labels are all exactly the same.
Oh, really?
And when I mean exactly the same, I mean exactly the same. It is a dark black, almost like charcoal colored can with a red
Red
pickaxe and
helmet.
helmet.
Miner's helmet.
Miner's helmet, yes, with a little light on it. And it says Wallace Brewing. And then the part that tells you what kind of beer it is in a specific font right underneath the logo. And all of them are in that exact same spot, and they're all just the same color. And there's no way to really differentiate other than by reading what they say.
Interesting.
And I swear, I
guess
saw
that
like
makes
5.
design easy.
Well, it makes design easy, but I saw 5 different Wallace brews there, and I thought it was one type of beer just sitting in the fridge. So Wallace,
Yeah.
you might want to rethink that idea.
Or maybe they did think it through very clearly. Who knows? Interesting concept, though.
I think if you're going to choose something that's going to stand out more, you're going to choose a brighter color. And then also to differentiate one beer from another, you might, other than just the words.
Oh no, I like this style. God protect my soul.
Well, yeah.
But more importantly, how's the beer?
I don't know. I haven't had a
Tap it?
chance to sniff it.
I know, because you won't shut up and drink it.
Yeah, you can tell by the. I mean, you can tell by the steeping process that they've actually rooted out the coffee notes to it and dark chocolatey notes to it. It's just me maybe, but it feels more like a tea,
Very light, very drinkable,
yeah.
very sessionable.
like
I
an Earl Grey. Yeah,
Mhm. I dig it, man.
I'm not mad at it.
This is a good all-day drinker.
Yeah,
I would agree. I kind of smell like milk. I don't know if that's just me.
Man,
Like a milky.
do you? Is there some lactose in there?
don't think so.
I don't think so, but it just smells like.
I'm not getting anything
No.
off the smell.
No, is that a sign of like a heart attack or something?
No.
Am I having something right now?
No, you gotta be.
Is this a boner?
It's about toast, really.
I think that's the cold steep
What do you smell when
process,
you get
maybe.
boners?
Which
On
smells
there,
like
actually, because I'm kind of getting that because it smells like that cold brew coffee almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I could see the
I was
milkish smell.
I was alluding to that earlier. Yeah.
You were, yes. That's how I picked it up.
What kind of flavor notes are you picking up? Are you picking up any of that cold brew coffee?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure,
absolutely.
big time. I really dig this. I wish it was like an extra ABV, like a 5.9 instead of a 4.9.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still not mad at it. I'm gonna start us off. I'm gonna give this a 3.25. I would tap it. We'll talk about which one wins after, but for the record, yes and yes, I like it.
Okay. I'm gonna finish this. I'm not gonna finish this, but I'm gonna continue on. I'm gonna go with a 3.25 as well, and I also would tap that.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh my God, I actually wrote it down. I'm going to 3.25 as well, and I said I would tap that.
I'm going to go 3.5, and I would tap it.
Ooh,
Oh.
all right.
Found the
I guess
winner.
we know who the winner is,
Yeah.
right? I agree, because I would tap both beers pretty close to the same rating, but I do think I enjoy this one a little bit more.
Okay.
So Wallace for the win, 1910.
Wallace Brewing for the win. I agree.
Cool. All right. So the beer that gets tapped this week,
Wallace Brewing
10.
in a bracket style versus match.
All right. So let's get on to, unless you guys have anything else to say about the beers. No? Cool. On to our main topic. It's opening week for baseball.
Steamroller,
I
Jerry.
love baseball, but also it's episode 61. So for me, there was, I usually don't try to force my love upon baseball to other people because I get it. It's not for everybody.
Sure.
And I respect that if you're not into it. But I do genuinely think that even if you don't love baseball, I can guarantee there's a handful of baseball movies out there that you would still really enjoy to watch. And we're going to talk about some of those movies because I know we have 50-50 split on baseball fan, non-baseball fans in this room, really, as far as maybe 25-75 baseball fans and non-baseball fans. But we're going to, again, get into all the movies that we like and see what you guys think. And I think you're going to learn, you're going to love, and it's going to be dope. So as normal, we're going to start with an honorable mention, as in maybe not our favorite movie, but one that we like a whole lot. Take turns on that and then finish up with our favorite. So let's get started. Victory.
Are we going with HMs?
Yeah,
That's
what
what
he
I
said.
just said.
Dude, listen, I don't need your
God.
answers.
Well, you getting it.
I've been getting it all night, and I'm tired.
There's a lot. Of
You always get it, motherfucker.
So I'm going with my HMs today. My HM from one of my favorite baseball movies. I actually just watched it with Jerry last night, thankfully. It was number 42. Not the number 42. It's simply titled 42. It's the Jackie Robinson story, essentially. This takes place in 1947. Jackie Robinson has just been, and he becomes the first African-American player to play in Major League Baseball. He was signed to the Brooklyn Dodgers, and he goes to and it just goes through how racism takes effect. It goes through his trials and tribulations. Just also being a minority and just a colored person as a whole, this movie really touched me, man. I felt It's a really powerful movie.
It
I
really
enjoyed it.
is, man, and I absolutely love it because that one great cast in there, a lot of absolutely phenomenal actors.
You got Chadwick Boseman.
He plays Sir Jackie Robinson.
Yep, you got T.R. Knight and Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford did an incredible job.
Harrison
as
Ford's
the
the owner of the Brooklyn Dodgers at the time, and he knows that the world has to advance, and a lot of that is going to be with black baseball players. And his arc in it is really great, the way he pushes Jackie Robinson to make sure he knows. And right when he does it, there's this really powerful scene of just Harrison Ford intentionally pushing all the buttons, saying, some things that I'm not going to repeat. You can watch the movie if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
And then Jackie Robinson goes, "Oh, what? What did he say? You don't want me to be strong enough to fight back?" To which Harrison Ford rebuttals, "No, I want you to be strong enough not to fight back." Which,
dude,
that is a beautiful line.
Oh my God.
To me, and it truly is, especially at this time. Like, we were just saying this because the things that white people specifically would say derogatory wise to, blacks and minorities were just like, "Oh my God, that just came out your mouth."
Right.
Wow. That's quite the complex.
Yep.
One way or the other. And so, but overall, him overcoming adversity, obviously what he did, there's not a person on earth that don't know who Jackie Robinson is. Number 42 is the only number retired through all of baseball.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. It's an incredible
The only one. Every single year they have Jackie Robinson Day to where every single player, every single team wears the number 42, and I fucking love it. And this was an incredibly well done biopic, which you don't get a whole lot of.
No.
And there's usually a lot of, I think there were some things that were definitely changed within this, but all in all, really enjoyable film.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk in this film too. Like, I always love him whenever he does, but in this movie, I really hated him, but I hated him in all the right ways. So I'm just super appreciative of like everybody's performance in this movie. They did an incredible job. So yeah, that was my HM.
Great choice, man. Thanks for bringing that up.
Dude, thanks for bringing it to my attention.
Glad we watched that last night. Paula!
What?
Hi!
What?
What's your honorable mention baseball movie?
My honorable mention is basketball.
Yeah, that's not a baseball movie.
Why can't
I
it
would
be?
say it is.
I'll
It's a
accept it
combo.
though. It's pretty great. Basketball.
From that, it's Matt Stone and Trey Parker who gave us South Park and Team America and the Book of Mormon. I mean, it's all around just fucking amazing, guys. And it's just one of those movies with just some fucking amazing lines. For example, it's the strangest thing. He's 8 years old and he smells like Robert Downey Jr.
When they did the Make-A-Wish with the kid, yeah.
One of my favorite lines in that one, I don't know if it's on your list, but when they're shitting on, what's his name, Squeeps? That's
Oh
his
my
name.
God, you feel for
Smalls.
that guy, yeah.
He's like, "I swear to God, if you guys pick on me 13 or 14 more times, I'm not going to take it anymore." Squeak. That's right.
I am out of here,
13 or 14 more times. I just love he's taking it off like, "That's it. I'm running down." Yes.
But he does get his just dues towards the end,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's really like satisfying seeing him just become happy.
Oh, man. Dude, he's got that fucking speech with the Malaka Laka brothers at the end. Oh my God, so great.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like Trey Parker and Matt Stone have done a lot of good things. I think this is my favorite. Unless you've seen the Book of Mormon live, that's real good too.
Oh my gosh.
But I genuinely like this more than South Park.
Yeah, that's fair. No, this is a great movie, man. They did such a great job with this film. I was really impressed. This is a great choice, Bob.
Well, I guess it's like another line is, hey pig fucker, can I call you pig fucker? No. Only my friends can call me pig fucker. It's so absurd. It's so cartoony, but in the greatest way.
Well, that's what I love. The whole point of the movie or part of the sport is literally shit talking. Just trying to get under your opponent's skin through shit talking.
You get points for it.
That fucking
It's a
cracks me
combination
up,
of
I love
basketball
it.
and baseball, but you have to like make your hoop and do that to make a base.
Exactly.
But under that though, it's like they were just tired of just like how sports became incorporated and they were selling shit. They just wanted to be a part of the sport.
Which is more true now than it ever was.
Yeah.
Too. So to think that they saw this and when did this movie come out, Paula? Do you know?
Oh God, I actually
Late
can't remember now.
90s?
I was going to say like 1999 or something. I am pretty curious. Let's see who can find it first. Who can find it first? Who can find it first? Who can find it first? Who can find it first?
Who can find it first?
Who can find it first?
Who can find it first?
Who can find it first?
1998. Yeah.
Oh, I was pretty close. Okay.
Yeah, late 90s. Okay.
So I don't know if you guys have realized this, but for movies from that era, for me at least, Amazon or Netflix or Hulu, the audio is just super down. Like you got to turn it way up.
It really is. Well, that's what I was saying. Like watching a lot of these movies a few weeks ago when we did our spoof one, because got the new 4K TV. Watching on Vudu a copy of Robin Hood Men in Tights, which was still like VHS quality.
Damn.
On that, the way that looked, like it's seriously weird, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're all gonna cuddle in my bed here in a bit and watch something just so I can show you as an example. But you guys would be like, "Oh man, you're right." Well, let's talk about my honorable. Let's talk about my honorable mention.
I'm more interested in the cuddling.
Well, we'll get there.
Okay.
All right? We just gotta finish this episode. And then we'll cuddle.
Fucking patience.
Well, hurry up. I'm going to talk about, and this was really actually hard for me to decide. I knew for me, I have two favorite baseball movies. But which one was number one and which one was the HM? It was kind of hard to tell, especially both of mine are pretty actually historically accurate movies. The first one is A League of Their Own.
Great.
Great.
1992, directed by the legendary Penny Marshall. She was phenomenal. If you're like, who's Penny Marshall?
Look her up.
Laverne and Shirley, big with Tom Hanks, multiple SNL for years and years and years, wrote and directed episodes. Get Shorty, Hocus Pocus, just a lot of really just awesome movies. So she's super kicked ass. But it was based on two sisters that joined the first ever female pro baseball league, because essentially, what was this, World War I?
World War
II?
World War II.
Where pretty much every single man is out at war, so they still want to do baseball, so they started an all-female league. And we're talking, we have Gina Davis and Laura Petty as the main two sisters.
Yep.
But then we have Tom Hanks as the coach. Then on the team we have Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, a whole other list of who's who on these women that if we name it, you'd be like, who? But if you see them, you'll be like, oh,
No.
that woman.
They've been in a lot of things I recognize.
And then you have John Lovitz, Bill Pullman, and again, a whole other cast of who's who on there.
Gosh, I need to rewatch this movie again.
It really is absolutely phenomenal. Some of the most quotable lines in movie history, one of them especially, there's no crying in baseball.
There's no crying in
baseball. But I love it. I love the empowerment, how the women hate that they have to play in skirts. A lot of these are legitimate badass women.
Oh, yeah.
But
Also,
it's just a fun story, the journey Tom Hanks, his struggle between coming back to baseball, coming back from glory, being an alcoholic, and then, as a man in this period trying to deal with a bunch of women. I don't want to sound sexist or anything like that, but that would have been difficult at that time to try and humble yourself enough to coach like that and not be a dickwad.
Well, for him, it was a thing that he saw it as a lesser. Like he's like, this is what I'm reduced to.
Exactly.
Okay, if I get to be in baseball and this helps propel my career to eventually when the men come back, I can be part of baseball still. I'll do it.
Right.
But he hated it.
Exactly. And then he realizes, shit, these women are all right.
Yeah.
So it was one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. I watched it a lot. So for me, that's fine.
Dude, excellent choice, man. I grew up on that movie as well, man. I think we commiserate.
So again, to me, one of the epitome of movies. Same 42-1. Basketball is one. We'll see what Will is. You don't have to like baseball, and you will love this fucking movie. I guarantee you.
Well, it's
100%.
because at the end of the day, the stories are human stories. Like it's a story of struggle, confrontation, overcoming adversity a lot of the time, and just improving your skill level. And I think those are concepts we can all get on board with.
Exactly.
Well, not to mention that, but at the end of the movie, over the credits, there is a scene where they have a lot of the authentic real life players that were still alive playing a pickup game at the end of the movie, and it would say like, oh yeah, this person, while they are portrayed by this actor, this is who they are in real life, and it would just show them on screen, which is amazing. Like,
love it.
Yeah, killing it.
I love that tribute that they did at the end of that movie. And to be honest, Jerry, that was one of the movies that I picked for one of mine, but you had already had it. Like, as we were kind of going around and doing all of our HMs and our main picks, I was the last to submit mine, and therefore stuff was already taken because you guys you pick the same things because they're so good.
Exactly. There's when you come to lists like this, there are movies that you know are going to be on it, right? One way or the other. And A League of Their Own and 42 are certainly going to be
100%.
on the list.
They're beautiful.
Speaking of Will, what is your HM then, my man?
So my HM doesn't have quite as much of a just an actual historical reference as you might think, but definitely a cultural one, and that is Major League.
Yes!
Yep.
We mentioned it last week during our parody movies, and the thing is, it still holds up as an actual baseball movie. And I need to stop saying actually. Sorry about that.
But you're right, though. Like, Charlie Sheen was fucking obsessed with baseball.
Oh, yeah.
He loved it. This was his favorite sport. He was actually, and I can guarantee this, working out harder for this movie while he trained than major league professional pitchers do today.
100%.
He was throwing over 200 pitches a day, and he legitimately could throw upwards of 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like, Charlie Sheen was actually a phenomenal athlete, and it got to the point to where he was doing it so much they actually had to take away a real baseball for him, and at the end it was pretty much just like a painted styrofoam ball that looked like a baseball on there, pretty much to save his arm, because they were like, okay, he won't stop, so we have to give him not a real baseball. He was super into it, and I fucking respect the shit out of Charlie Sheen for that.
You sure it wasn't a tiger's blood that gave him the power?
He's an Adonis, bro.
Yeah.
He's an Adonis filled with tiger's blood.
Or there's just on coke.
And the cocaine death.
It helps.
But he's a huge baseball fan. Like, he owns Babe Ruth's first ever signed MLB contract and like massive baseball memorabilia. Like, Charlie Sheen's hard on that shit.
Dude, I did not know that. That's fantastic.
That's pretty cool, right?
If you ever run into Charlie Sheen, you want him to take him back to his place, like, just start talking to him about Major League Baseball, and you're in. But that being said, Major League also had a number of other
great cast besides that,
I mean,
right?
Wesley Snipes as Willie Mays Hayes, right?
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Not as good as Willie Mays, but he's Willie
Mays Hayes,
right? Just fast as it can be, right? And then you had James. Sorry, I couldn't read my own handwriting. James Gammon as Lou, and Tom Berenger as
Jay Taylor, the catcher. You've got Corbin Burnson.
The unspoken hero of this movie that I always remember is Dennis Haysbert. This guy.
Yeah, Serrano.
Serrano. And the thing is, you might have seen him in stuff that you wouldn't recognize him in this movie for, because now he was the president of the United States in 24.
And the Allstate guy.
Yeah, and he's the Allstate guy.
Exactly. But he was like, what, Haitian? Like a voodoo guy in this one?
In his locker, he had a whole like voodoo shrine that he would like, Wasabi does not like that, you know, and would worship like the bat, right? And would just into this whole religion thing. I mean, because essentially this movie, what it is it pits these players against actual major leaguers. They're kind of like replacement players.
Well, yeah, because it's a Cleveland Indians real team, and the owner wants to sell. She wants out of Cleveland.
Yeah.
So she tries to build a team based around the worst players that are going to have a losing season that she knows Cleveland will hate, and she'll be able to sell the team and make a bunch of money off of it. But the coach finds winds of this and tells the players, and they all of a sudden have a huge chip on their shoulder.
And they rally around that. And it's amazing, because what they do is, instead of losing, they start winning. And the whole idea is, we don't have to win the World Series. This is one of those shows where we don't have to actually do anything like out of our realm of possibility to succeed. All we have to do is win the pennant.
Exactly. We just have to make it to the fucking playoffs.
Yeah.
And show this bitch we can do it. And it's so funny because they have the owner's this old hot redhead, like total cougar, and they have a life-size cardboard cutout of her that's like a leopard printed dress, and every time they win, they rip off part of the dress to where the whole goal is to. It's one of those things that this movie was 1990 what?
Two?
Something to that effect, I bet.
I don't know.
It was early.
But yeah, I mean, to speak of that, she was definitely a cougar. They definitely.
1989.
Okay.
So the
wow.
misogyny was strong at the time.
Like,
Let's be real. But holy shit, a fun, great movie, wild thing, legendary character from Charlie Sheen. So phenomenal choice.
Yeah. Before we go on to our mains, I just want to say.
That's you. That's what you sound like.
Just me sitting in silence. Lets them know. All I was going to say was that baseball, or in this case softball, is one of those sacred things actually within this group that actually brought us together. Jerry was coaching softball for a team, and they had just gone undefeated in their season. And I was a coach of a different team, and a scheduling conflict arose with the marriage of one of the players on Jerry's team, and we were scheduled like 2 or 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, a bunch.
Because, and I ended up, because I'm a good guy, I'm stand up. I brought Heineken's for Ben, and who's been on the show, and it was pretty cool, and we kind of hit it off. We were just hanging out, and I ended up joining their team the next year. I mean, I had a killer debut that game. I almost hit for the cycle, except for I didn't hit a home run.
Nice.
I think I hit 2 triples though. So
I don't remember, bro.
it was really close. You guys won that game by 2 points.
I was drinking.
Runs, 2 runs, whatever. And the thing is PK and Vic, while they might not play baseball, they have come out to every single game that Jerry has played at. I'm pretty sure.
Almost. Pretty fucking close.
And on top of that, they've also come out to games that I've played at, that Jerry hasn't. And just been a supporter, just, hey, this is something to do. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to watch, it's wonderful night. It's warm out. I'm going to sip a beer and support my friend. And they're just awesome people. And because of that, the foundation of our friendship was formed. And eventually we started this podcast.
It's very true.
So
yeah,
we do have to give a little bit up to the idea of baseball or softball.
1,000%, Brubs. I love that you brought that up.
Yeah, sweet. Good walk down memory lane there.
No, I'm hard.
I always encourage drinking in public.
Yep.
Exactly. All right, where are we going with mains? Who's up next?
Before we get into our mains, let's drink our final beer.
All right.
For the evening. That way we can finish off with our mains and just call it a night here.
Oh, this beer.
Oh, this beer. So I guess we got 2 hazies in one night, which is interesting because we usually try to avoid 2 of the same types of beer, but sometimes life just happens.
Shit happens.
Can't always plan for it.
Can't.
Like Mike Tyson would say, you have a plan until you get punched in the face.
Then you get punched in the face.
Sometimes that changes your plans.
It will do that.
Could you imagine getting punched in the face by Mike Tyson?
I don't want to.
That's the last person in human history I want to get hit by, I think.
I think so.
I remember when we were in high school, I think it was or you might have been just out of high school, but was it 2004 when it was Tyson versus Evander Holyfield? I was a big comeback fighting. The fucking loser got 42 million. I remember those numbers at the time. And again, this was 15 years ago. Oh, God.
Yeah, I graduated in 03, so I was.
So this would have been right after you were out of high school. But that too, I'm just like, I got to be honest. If I'm had a fight Mike Tyson and I knew losing, I would get 42 million. Would probably take that.
I'd probably do it.
Here's the thing. I might die.
Yeah.
True.
There's a good chance, legitimately, that he could kick because he's much bigger than I am. Right? At best shape, if we're in best boxing shape, and he would have a good 65, 70 pounds on him.
Well, dude, his
And
knockout power is absurd. Yeah.
He was hypnotic, dude. He was a warrior. There's nobody that's ever punched like him.
He's as tall as I am, and I'm 6'3".
Mm-hmm.
So, and
he wasn't the biggest. He was actually considered an undersized heavyweight.
Yeah.
He was just pure killing instinct machine, and God damn it, I bet he could decapitate somebody.
I'm sure. Yeah. Scary dude.
Anyways, on for our final one.
Yeah, Jared and I locked eyes there.
All of a sudden got terrified.
Right.
I'm going to die by getting punched by Mike Tyson.
I've got fear in my eyes. I need to get back on track, please.
I don't know, bro. Man, how'd your buddy Jerry die? You didn't hear? Fuck, got hit by
Oh, what a legendary way to go out, right?
I'll
Absolutely.
take it all day.
Like I remember when I was in high school and there was that, well, I think I was reading, what was it? Something about the Trojan War. And everybody was talking about how much of an honor, like, you're probably going to die, but if you're going to die, it's way better to get killed by like Achilles or Hector or Ajax or some powerful warrior, not like second row in, third infantrymen from the right. You know, if you're going to get killed by somebody that's a bad mamma jamma.
Yeah.
And so Mike Tyson, hey, there you go.
Bad Mamma Jamma.
Yeah,
He's a bad
you'll be
man.
remembered. I'll make t-shirts for you.
Right.
All right, what are we
My
doing?
buddy got killed by Mike Tyson, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
I mean, I'll be selling it.
Bringing it up from earlier in the podcast, my parents went to Disneyland, and all I got was a lousy T-shirt.
Yeah, but no trip to Disneyland.
No.
All right,
Continue.
now from Rogue, we have the Bat Squatch Hazy India Pale Ale. What an awesome, awesome label. It just looks like what you would envision a giant bat meets Sasquatch on there. Cool midnight blue color. You know, for years, rumors have circled that deep in the woods on Mount St. Helens lives the fabled Bat Squatch. While there are many tales of Bat Squatch, they are all a bit hazy on the details,
Weird.
which makes the truth such a juicy mystery. So what better way to honor the legend than with a hazy, juicy IPA? Perfect for camping and potentially making a new friend.
Rogue Brewery is out of Astoria, Oregon, which is very close. It's probably maybe a half an hour, 45-minute drive from Mount St. Helens.
I love it. This is a dope can, y'all, but it also has a pair with, and it says pair with white cheddar. White cheddar is the right cheddar. Grilled salmon and strawberry shortcake.
It's going to be another Brewnomics t-shirt.
I'm writing that down.
But it has a really fun star on here that's actually colored based off of the shade or the taste profile, tropical citrus, pine, bitter, and malty. It's cool, y'all. You should get this beer just to see how cool this can is.
No, it's great artwork, man. Good call.
Great artwork, and Rogue always does a cool thing like that. Like their bombers usually silk screen instead of paper printed, and I respect that. But more importantly,
How's the beer?
there we go.
I just can't get the image of like a bat and Sasquatch just like mating.
Fucking.
Yeah. Bat Squatch.
Who do you think's the top and who's the bottom?
Oh, the bat.
Oh, the bat.
The top.
The bat's totally the
Yeah, the
top.
top.
Yeah,
That's a dominant one, right?
Yeah, right. But Sasquatch, I bet's a power bottom. Though, like the bat can just sit there and clap, and Sasquatch is gonna.
No. That's a great point, man.
That's Sasquatch for you.
Yeah.
We didn't need
Sorry, man.
Uh,
Sorry, I guess I gave you that.
Right here.
But I do want to say this drink is just for goddamn ridiculous. It's super fucking tasty.
It's 2 to the hasty as AF, as the kids would say, 2 to the hasty.
I think all around it's just pleasing. I think the way it smells.
You think it's better than the other hazy IPA?
Yes. Like 100%.
100%, bro. It's way better.
Like I would tap the fuck out of this.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a good citrus IPA. I'm surprised at how good this is, especially out of a can.
See, and this is the contrast or the difference, in my opinion, with the earlier haze we had from Boise Brewing. I think this has much more floral notes. This is much more citrus, aromatic. Like
It's what I
It's a
think of
lot.
when I think of a hazy.
exactly. That's why I was a
Right.
little let down by the
Mhm.
Boise Brewing.
Because it's a hazy, but it's still an IPA also, which I like.
Yeah.
Because you get that fruit, you get the orange, the tangerine, the citrus, the fluff that you get with the hazy, but you get the bitter, dank hoppiness that you need from an
all
IPA.
day. Yeah,
So
nailed
it,
man.
it respects both of them, and I could fucks with that.
Respect.
I really
Yeah.
appreciate you grabbing this beer, Will, because I've
Yep.
had my eye on this for a while.
You are welcome, sir. I picked this up, I believe, from Albertsons, and I believe it was $10.99, so just $1 more than the traditional 6-pack price.
I mean, for Rogue, sure, it's not a cheap 6-pack. Don't get me
No.
wrong, but it's a fucking good
Well,
one.
and when I say $1 more than the traditional 6-pack, depends on where you're shopping, right?
Right.
And-
Plus, it's 6.7%. It's almost 7%, yo. So it's
Yeah.
okay to pay a little bit more because it's going to take a little bit less to get you there.
Well,
If that's where you're trying to go. And by there, I mean my beho.
I wasn't going there.
Is that
The
an option?
Sasquatch was going there.
That's where I was
Yeah,
going.
it is.
Also, when I picked up this beer, I saw Bat Squatch on the label, and I was like, beer squash, or not beer squash, which would be awesome.
You fucked it up already. Good job.
Beef squash
Yeah,
from Bob's Burgers.
I bet, bro, but you already ruined it.
Well, I have beer on the mind. That's what I prefer.
Mhm.
Beer over beef.
Fucking Sam Squanch.
Sam Squanch.
Wait, what is a Sam Squanch?
Trailer Park Boys reference. So it's a 3.84. What do we think of that rating? What do we rate it? What about you, Paul? I like the way your hair looks nice. It's nice. Kind of need a haircut, a little fluffy on the sides, but still beautiful.
I don't know, dude. He's
What am I to say?
He's dapper right now. He's Jerry. You need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Makeover time with the boys later after the cuddle.
You polished your dick yet?
Yeah,
I missed it.
you did. You did.
All right.
I declared it too.
I mean, I'll see it later. No, I don't think you
I
declared.
totally did.
All right, that was
Watch the
tiny,
footage.
That was a tiny declaration.
It was set. It was done.
Mm.
You weren't even looking at me.
It was done during
You never paid
PKA
attention to
corner.
me.
All right.
4.0. I really like this.
Whoa.
It's the
Okay,
highest rated
so
beer for me all night. Yeah.
All night. It's the highest rated so far.
Said goddamn.
That is true, isn't it?
Mhm.
No, I guess I should pay more attention to you
Okay,
guys.
Vic, what do you rate it?
I'm gonna do 3.75. I think it's a
Another
well-rated
nice
beer.
high rating.
I think it's a really good representation of a hazy IPA. I like it a lot.
I like the, it is a little bit, I guess higher on the price, not terribly higher, because one thing you can tell there's some craft that goes into the can, there's some artwork, there's a story, there's great flavor. I'm gonna go with Paul. I'm gonna give it a 4. I dig the shit out of this.
Ooh, a quattro. Zero.
Will I am? I mean, Will you are?
Well, he is.
Mhm.
I did you one better.
Oh,
You know,
snap.
I'm going to join you. I think this is a 4.0 for me.
Oh, all right.
Alright.
Well, I guess in general, we have a winner of the night tonight.
Beer of the night,
Yeah.
Rogue Basquatch.
Vic, you gave
Nice.
this 3.75?
I did.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Yeah.
I originally had that written down, but I was like, you know what? As you guys kept talking about it, I kept revisiting it. Yeah, 4.0. 100% deserved.
Quattro.
Yeah.
Dope.
Dope.
Well, great job. Like I said, I think beer of the night, and let's move on to our favorite baseball movies.
Who wants to go first?
I think you want to go first, Will.
Okay.
That's what I thought too. Actually, I thought you really wanted to go first.
All right, my favorite baseball movie, again, I got to choose last. So there's others that have been mentioned that I really do adore, but I had to go with Rookie of the Year.
Nice.
One of my favorite movies as a little girl boy.
I love Rookie of the Year, man. It's a great choice. What'd you like about it?
Well, I mean, the main star, he hasn't been in much after this. His
I
name
don't
is-
think so, yo.
His name is like Thomas Van Nichols.
Probably Thomas
Thomas
overdosed on something by now.
Thomas Ian Nichols.
Yeah, he was in American Pie, I think.
I was gonna say that would
Yes.
probably be
Yes.
the perfect type of movie for him. He plays Henry Rowan Gardner. There's a W in there somewhere.
Rowan Gardner, which is a running theme in the movie.
Yeah, they can't ever pronounce his name correctly. I think my favorite one was Rosengardner.
Oh shit, that guy, he was an American.
Yeah,
You think he'd be taller, right?
look him
Yeah.
up. Look him up.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, look up Thomas Ian Nicholas. 3 first names.
This movie
Jesus,
also
that's
stars
so
Gary Busey
Yep.
and Daniel Stern. And anytime you can get Daniel Stern
And
Gary
Gary fucking
Busey
Busey.
in the same movie, you know some hilarity is about to go down.
That was solid, man. I fucking love Gary Busey in this
Gary
movie.
Busey and his teeth, man. It's just insane. So essentially what you have is you have Henry Roland Gardner. He goes out to catch a baseball, and his arm, or he slips on a baseball and falls and breaks his like shoulder, collarbone, something, and he has his arm in a cast for I don't know how long. And he goes back to the doctor, and his tendon apparently has healed and is a little bit tight, is what the doctor says. Now, essentially what happens is he rotates his arm forward in such a way that it snaps forward, causing the fact that he can now throw 100+ mile-an-hour fastballs as a
12-year-old?
Was it a 12 or 13?
I think 12.
Yeah, he's super. Yeah.
Yeah, 12 or 13-year-old.
Henry Gordon is a 12-year-old boy who got injured in high school trying to catch a ball. So 12 years old.
High school. It's still
12-year-olds
junior high.
in high school. Yeah, he's like
Or
13.
injured
He's
in
like,
school. I think I added the high.
Oh,
okay,
Yeah,
well,
okay.
in my opinion of this movie, he was like 13, 14 years old, at least compared to my life. So he goes out, and the Cubs, looking for some way to save their season, recruit a 13 or 14-year-old boy and put him on there. 12-year-old boy, sorry, and put him out there as a starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs. And he just kind of shakes this organization up. Gary Busey is an older pitcher who's like they thought to have lost his magic touch and being able to go. And
Got a crazy mustache.
gosh, what the owner is like crazy about Cracker Jacks. I mean, this movie is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time. I remember watching it as a kid and thinking it was like, not like I remember liking.
What's better than Angels in the Outfield?
You watch? No, it's not. It is not.
You watch your
You watch your
sir.
no, Angels.
All right, whatever.
Whoa. Whoa.
Jared just had a conundrum.
Is not better than Angels in the Outfield.
Well, we'll
Joseph
wait.
Gordon-Levitt.
No, there's no waiting. It's scientific. It's not better.
This really affects our friendship.
A lot. Like
Well,
we might have to revisit you.
You made a strong choice.
Paul and I, we're gonna have a conversation and decide if you're still the fourth
Oh, whatever.
man. You might be out of the boy band.
No. No.
Angels in the Outfield is so much better.
Damn.
Angels in the Outfield had Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, I know. Angels
Yeah.
Gordon-Levitt and Danny Glover.
Okay, but did they have the hidden ball trick in Angels in the Outfield? No, they didn't.
No, they just had a better movie.
Yeah, they had hope and inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but you know what I liked about
I liked Angels
Rookie
in
of the
the
Year
Outfield
is
for the record.
when he threw the ball, it was like he was winding up. It was just like click, 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 and then throw. Like he would look back and then throw.
Yeah, the Foley artist somehow nailed like the cartilage and the muscular like piece to that. I was really impressed by that, even to this day. But other than that, yeah.
I just love the fact that Daniel Stern got caught in between the two doors in between a hotel rooms. You know, the doors that don't have doorknobs on the other side. So like both of them have to be opened in order for there to be a walkway in between. He got caught in between both of those, which I don't know if there's an actual real thing
I
or
don't
not.
think that's physically possible.
It
unless
probably
you're citing
isn't
the
physically
paper.
possible, but it made me laugh hysterically.
Paula,
Yeah.
what's your favorite baseball movie?
Okay.
Better
So
not be Angels in the Outfield.
Better not be a better movie.
I might just switch it up now. Just put
Now,
the probably
right?
fuck out of this.
Wow, I'll support you. We'll just gang the fuck up on you.
So my movie, okay, I had no intention of watching this movie until Jerry actually told me to watch it, because I'm not the biggest baseball fan.
Right.
And so when I went into this movie, I was skeptical, and when I came out, I had a really refreshing look just about baseball in general. I chose Moneyball.
Great fucking choice, bro.
Love that choice.
Yeah, because this movie, it's like with a lot of sports movies, you get like the origin story, like a lot of the action, like games scenes.
Very little baseball in this movie.
Very little baseball in this movie. Like statistics was the main part of the movie, and it was enthralling.
You know the story of Billy Bean, Jonah Hill, whoever his character was coming into it, a very different baseball movie, but the heart, the determination, the story, the acting. Fuck, dude.
Do you
I
think
love
it
it.
deserved the best supporting actor nomination that Jonah Hill got for that movie?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal in that, dude.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Oh, I've seen Moneyball.
You disagree?
I don't know the actual person that Jonah Hill was impersonating.
Neither do I. But I like Jonah Hill.
Okay.
Oh, God. Why do we have Will on a podcast?
Because I have a differing opinion that is still valid and respectable.
Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Okay. You guys give me so much shit every episode, and yet you love me every other like as soon as the mic cuts, you're like, dude, I'm so sorry, I love you, man. Blah, blah, blah.
Since when have we apologized?
Yes, you're gonna deny it. Deny. It's okay. I know the truth. PK, continue on. Tell us above and beyond Jonah Hill, why you chose this movie as your main.
Don't defend it, Paul. You've done a great job.
You don't have to defend it. It's a good movie.
It's superbly acted. It really is. Out of 5, I would give this movie like a 4.5. It's a great.
It really is.
Fucking, in my opinion, it's a great fucking movie. Overall, it's just great story, great storytelling.
Yep.
And it's not, it's not like your typical sports movie, which I didn't think about till the end of the movie. I was like, damn, dude. There was just a lot of talking and numbers in this thing.
Interesting.
Vic?
So,
yeah.
I was going to say, the idea of Moneyball, and it changed sports, is that the Oakland Athletics hired Brad Pitt's character
Billy
to
Bean.
change the way that I think he was GM, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he changed the way that baseball was done in the major leagues. And essentially what they did was they tried to draft or recruit players that could get on base. They didn't care what position they played. I think even Chris Pratt is in this movie as the first baseman. And they didn't care that, he couldn't play catcher. They turned him into a first baseman because he could hit. And that was the idea behind Moneyball. And that was, Jonah Hill's theory was, hey, let's find the guys that can hit the ball and let's have a successful season doing that.
Sure.
And
It was getting bases, yes.
Yeah.
Because you got more runs.
yeah, getting base hits proves more runs than home runs, essentially. And I don't know, man, it was a really fun movie, and the numbers proved out so much so that they used the same exact formula in Boston later on, and they won the World Series, twice. So there you go. I mean, that kind of ended the curse.
Interesting.
Was that idea?
Yeah, that's pretty rare. I've yet to watch Moneyball, so no, that's good.
It's worth watching.
Yeah,
Sure.
no, absolutely. No, I plan to.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna get to my main for tonight. And my main is basically a nostalgia-driven movie. It is The Sandlot, which was made in 1993. This movie, it's real close to my heart. I think it's close to a lot of people's hearts as a whole.
Maybe the most iconic baseball movie of all time.
Which is why I felt I had really a responsibility to mention it, honestly.
It had to be.
It had to be. There's no way. There's no doubt about it.
You got this pick in first, and all of us were like, oh, yeah, we agree.
Of course. I mean, you can't see.
Again, we know it has to be on the list.
Yes.
Has to be.
It's a great movie. Just for anyone who hasn't seen it, watch it. It's iconic.
How?
It's just brilliant. This is a movie that takes place in the late 60s. It's beautiful the way that it's shot. It was directed by David Mickey Evans, who he hasn't gone on to do a whole lot else. However,
It really hasn't. I
No,
always thought
but
that was weird.
I agree.
Right.
I agree as well. But basically, this movie starts out in the summer of 1962. There's a new kid in town that's just taken under the wing of a young baseball prodigy, and his rowdy team resulting in some misadventures. So basically, there's a new kid in town. There's a lot of kids who are already playing in what's called the Sandlot, which is this, I don't know, impromptu sort of baseball field that these kids have built in their general neighborhood. And they just kick ass at it, man. There's this kid, Benny Rodriguez. And
Benny the Jet.
Benny the Jet, man.
Benny and the Jet.
This movie fucking brought about Chuck goddamn Taylor's from Converse as a goddamn shoe that needed to be revealed.
Oh, it 100% revitalized the sales of Chuck Taylor's in a way that every kid, for a whole other generation, would want to wear them.
Bro, I know I personally bought over a dozen pair of Chuck Taylors, probably because of that movie. And I love my Chuck tees, yo.
Dude.
So I am genuinely curious, and I don't know, but I'm sure there's a stat out there somewhere of what the increase in sales was of Chuck tees after.
Oh, it's got to be huge, man. And they just recently hit an anniversary.
35 years.
Yep.
Big deal.
And you saw the characters get back together, the actors get back together.
Except for Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Except Benny the Jet.
Do we know why that is?
We don't know why.
He's probably diddled some kids.
His name was Mike
Racing.
Vitar, I believe.
You have a dark outlook.
Yeah, Mike Vitar, for some reason, has not come back to that, which is interesting.
That being said, The Sandlot holds a pretty high place in almost any kid, like at least from our generation's heart.
And male or female too. It's not just a movie for boys or anything
No.
like that. Like the whole generation. And it's one that holds up. And obviously they have the whole like, you play ball like a girl. But other than that, it's one of the few iconic comedies and movies from that time that it seems like there's really not any misogyny or homophobia or racism in it. It's just a great, wholesome fucking
Coming of
American
age
It's a
movie.
coming of age. Thank you, Paul. I was about to say, yeah, coming of age film. I mean, this movie has everything in it. You got the new kid in town. You got kids like trying to work it out with him.
Right.
They
You
had
got,
to introduce the concept of s'mores to this kid.
Right.
Do you want some more? What? I haven't
How
had
can I
any.
have more if I haven't had any?
absolutely, and you just have
Killing me,
iconic-
Smalls.
Exactly. You have the line, "You're killing me, Smalls." Like who? Everybody says that. Like you also just have like just a iconic time period, the late
Hercules, the
mid
dog.
Facing your
1960s.
fears, yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
yeah. Facing Your Fears, James Earl Jones.
J.E.G.
Forever.
Dude, I love it. Yeah,
Different
it's impossible to talk about the best baseball movies and not bring up Sam.
And not bring it up.
There's no way.
This movie has every part of it.
So here's my favorite, and it's actually a pretty under the radar one. All right, it's the movie 61. This is why I want to do the whole baseball thing. So to me, I thought it was pretty beautiful coincidence. Episode 61. My favorite baseball movie is 61. It's opening week for baseball this season. So that's why we had to make it about baseball because again, I am the baseball fanatic. I genuinely love the sport of baseball. It's my favorite. What of it?
You're biased. Who cares?
Absolutely. And I'll be
It's
the
you.
first one to admit it. It's who I am. But 61 was actually the reason it came out in 2001. Okay. But it's an HBO original. So it didn't come out in theaters or anything like that. But it is actually directed by, he's not really well known for a director. You guys probably haven't heard of him. Dude by the name of Billy Crystal.
Doesn't ring any bells.
No.
No?
Okay, he should Google him. You might know. But it's awesome because he's from New York, so he's a huge Yankees fan. So 61 is based off of the home run battle in 1961 between Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle, who were both on the New York Yankees, and they were on the chase to beat Babe Ruth's single season record, which was 60 home runs. But also, it was the first time they'd extended the baseball season. It went from, I can't remember, like 120 to 125 games or something. So that's why there's the asterisk, was the 61st home run was hit on like game 63 when Babe Ruth was hit on game 60, but technically the same season. Right now, we're all the way up to 162 games this season. But either way, it's a phenomenal story. Mickey Mantle is played by Thomas Jane, and he's phenomenal on it. And Roger Maris is played by, Barry Pepper. The interesting thing about this, Mickey Mantle, if you guys know anything about baseball, or even if you don't, if you watch his swing, he had a weird swing.
100% yes.
And
Yes.
Thomas Jane perfected it. And Thomas Jane was right-handed, Mickey Mantle was left-handed, and he did it from the left-handed side too. But the only reason was he's Canadian and he never played baseball. So he didn't have any bad habits to break. But it was still super impressive, and it goes because there really was a lot. Like Mickey Mantle was from New York, and New York loved him. Roger Maris was from the South, and he got in a lot of trouble because he said, I'm from the small town. I'm just really not a New York sort of guy. It's a weird lifestyle for me to adjust to. And the city of New York just fucking ripped him apart for it. And it was bad. Like his stress level, like his hair started falling out and all this crazy.
With his quote, all I had to say was, "But I love it."
But I love it. Exactly.
That's all he had to add, and his life would have been 100% easier.
He didn't. But either way, like the way the story's done, the relationship between the two, how even back here in 1961, there were all these news outlets. They called them the M&M boys because Maris and Mantle were feuding. They hated each other, and they found this out when they were sitting together watching TV. And Roger Maris goes, "Apparently we're feuding." And Mickey Mantle goes, "Well, fuck you then." It's fucking hilarious, dude. I loved it. But again, a genuinely great baseball movie. I know a lot of you haven't seen it, but it's one not a lot about baseball, more the story, the drama, the fighting through the friendly competition. But again, just a really, really cool movie. I like it a lot. I've watched a lot of baseball movies, and honestly, out of all of them, I love this. I think is the best one.
Nice, man. I think it's a great choice. I haven't seen it yet, but just from what you're saying, I really want to.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any story involving that amount of history with, Mickey Mantle and
Roger Maris, bro, and Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig is in this, and Whitey Ford is in this. And a lot of people now hate the Yankees, but the 1950s, 1960s Yankees team is as American as America gets. This is you think American baseball, this is the team people think of. Joe DiMaggio, there's another one. It was genuinely a legendary, historic team.
People came back from the war, and this was what they paid attention to.
Exactly.
Instead of hearing the death toll or anything else going on with the war, or Hitler invades, blah blah blah, it was on the front page of the newspaper was the score of the Yankees.
This is the reason why they say baseball is the American pastime.
100%.
This era right here. And that's why I think people should watch it. And again, genuinely a great story, super well acted, under the radar Jim. It really is. So that's what I get. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, listening, tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, you don't have to watch baseball to love these movies, and maybe you can give it a chance.
Moreover than that, they're cultural stories.
Exactly, which baseball is very deeply rooted in American history and Americana and our culture, and I love that about it. Again,
throughout the world, Japan,
with Japan, exactly. A lot of Latino countries, Cuban,
classic.
but especially 42, that changed American history. It wasn't just baseball history, right? This was the first black man playing in, at this time, the most popular sport in the world. He changed perceptions. He changed everything. And it's really cool how in a lot of times like this, it might just be a sport, but it changes history, culture, and the way people just think about life. I love that about baseball.
Awesome.
Okay. So yeah, thanks. What have you guys been watching, reading, doing, playing?
It's hard to follow that up with anything else, but shoot, man. I watched Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian
Rhapsody.
Say it with me again.
I can't say it right ever.
Say it. Bo.
Mean.
Bohemian. There we go.
Bohemian.
You motherfucker!
Bohemian. I just did that to piss you off.
I know you did.
No, so I watched that movie, and honestly, this movie is amazing. Go watch this movie. For anybody with reservations about is this movie too gay? Is it going to depict gay sex or whatever? No, it depicts the relationships that Freddie Mercury had incredibly well and in a respectable light. And I can't speak enough of it. It just alone for the music that Queen created. It's an amazing watch. Watch it in 7.2 surround sound if you can, or 5.1 surround sound if you can.
The best sound possible, because Queen's music is amazing.
And they did a masterful job putting that music into this movie.
Nice. I still haven't seen it, and I really want to, so I'm glad. But I'm a huge Queen fan. Love Freddie Mercury. Brian May, one of the more underrated guitarists in human history.
Dude, that guy can shred.
Not only can he shred, he has a PhD.
Yeah, in astrophysics.
He is a smart motherfucker. Cool. I'm glad you watched. I really need to watch that. What about you, Paula? What you been doing?
Oh, I just been keeping up on my Netflix. I watch a lot of Netflix originals. We were talking over the break about was it
Sex, Love, and Robots?
I've heard that's good.
I love the first episode.
Really?
Well, it seems so far.
Okay.
It's fucking epic and amazing.
And apparently a phenomenal sci-fi show.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'll have to get into that. I'll put that one on my list. Nice. What about you, Vic?
Oh, you know what I've been doing? I saw some terrible movies.
The terrible movies,
Yeah,
right?
Wild World and Drive Angry.
But you're crushing a video game right now.
Yeah,
right?
sure. I'm playing Just Cause 4, and it's
Nice.
goddamn great. It's
Nice.
huge.
It's taken me forever.
Well, Just Cause 3 was huge, so I would imagine.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
nice.
I only got the download of Just Cause 3, but apparently that was enough to like do everything you wanted to in the video game.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Oh,
all I
Oh,
needed.
yeah.
It's huge.
It's giant.
Nice. I've mostly been editing videos for our bracket tournament. Been watching a lot of old school wrestling,
Yeah, and
a
there's
lot of
that today.
Attitude Era stuff. Yeah, I enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
The whole reason I got the WWE Network so I could watch old dirty wrestling pay-per-views that I was too poor to watch as a kid. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, the choices we make as adults.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun though. Just watch China beat Jeff Jarrett for the Intercontinental Championship.
There you go.
It was something.
Now we've all kind of had a bit of a hell week this week. You know,
Mhm.
just where like I think I did Monday I did a 12-hour day, Tuesday I did a 12-hour day. Like I know you've been just working insane hours
Mhm.
for you, Jerry, and you know Vic, you're still studying and going to and
Actually, had a great week, man. A spring break.
He actually had spring break,
Yeah.
so he's the only motherfucker
Oh,
that didn't
screw
have a
you.
hell week.
Shoot.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, bro, it's been good. I actually got to relax for once.
Yeah, nice.
I took a
Oh,
PTO
man.
day to edit a video. So.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So that just shows our level of dedication. But you know, if you thought that our NCAA bracket, which I think all of us have been concentrating on and just pouring our heart out for, we're not doing it the same way. You know, we're doing I think what is it like 2 videos a day, right? Debuting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're following that, like, just expect that we're gonna get it out when we get it out. This is a labor of love. It's not a labor of commitment or work. We don't want this to be a job. We want this to be fun for us. And, you know, we want you to be on that ride with us 100% for sure every time. But we're going to do it our way. And we're not going to be beholden to this weird NCAA schedule.
Yeah, March
that
Madness
they have.
might be done before we're done, but we got, again, a lot of videos, and we're getting them out there. It's going to be consistent,
Oh, yeah.
so you're not going to have to be a lull, but as always, we're worth the wait. But yeah, I think it was a fun podcast. We should probably wrap up. I think it's been enough time.
Mhm.
Shit, we got to go do some more of this tournament motherfucking shit, so.
It's going to be
There
great.
was a lot
We're
of
going to do
unnecessary swears all at once.
the Final Four and the championship right now.
Hells yeah. All right. But thanks for
we're excited.
listening. Let us know your favorite baseball movies. If you haven't already, which I'm sure you haven't, because why would you?
You didn't know about it.
You didn't know, but now you should. Because I'm curious, because if it's one I haven't seen, I'd love to see it. Thanks for listening. Make sure you follow us on all things social media, especially our YouTube channel. That's how you're going to watch these videos. But until next week, I'm Jerry.
I'm Paula.
I'm Vic.
I'm Will.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
God, it is thick.
YouTube.
It's
Jerry is at the Basco Fiasco on Twitter. I'm at Sinclair Will on Twitter. And with that, we're going to go record more bracket, I don't know, matchups, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go finish this thing. It's going to be fun. So I'm ending the stream. Good night.
With some